fighting that chance. How we feeling around here? Got my whole squad in the building round here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. On the beat, hey. Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a terrific Tuesday. We are inching ever so closely to 100,000 subscribers. If I seem rather distracted tonight, it might be because I'm looking at the updated subscriber count. We've been waiting on this one for a while, boys. I should let you know, this time last year, I think we had 50,000 subscribers.
I don't even remember.
I know. Here's how I do know.
It was less than we do now.
It was obviously less than we do now. Here's how I do remember. Odd how this brain works of mine. I remember doing a 680 hit last year before the season, and a friend of the show, Chernoff, was like, hey, just hit 50,000 subscribers. And I was like, whoa, 53,000 subscribers. And I think that was the week before or the week of the first game of the season. It's been a tremendous year of growth around here. Excited to see where we go from here. But glad you guys are here with us tonight. I know you probably got some options. Glad you chose this place. Welcome in. We've got an absolute banger of a show for you guys tonight. We did SEC Power Rankings last night. Time to do Big Ten Power Rankings tonight. I made Kirby get up there and write on the board, so we'll see how piss poor his penmanship is tonight, since he wants to be Mr. Make Fun of GEOR GIA guy. Or what'd you call it?
It was
Six Orgia?
EOR.
Six Orgia yesterday, but we'll make fun of his penmanship tonight.
I don't think there's anything too, really. I mean,
we also have camp questions tonight. We're going to play a fun little game there. We're going to get a wheel going, a wheel of unknowns spinning on this channel tonight, and we'll ultimately have those camp questions as fall camps open up across all of college football tomorrow. Hey, how about a round of applause for camps starting this week? Hopefully your favorite team stays healthy this fall camp. Hopefully you're like Indiana and don't practice hardly at all, despite the fact that you're the best execution team I've ever witnessed on film. We also have we had college football playoff predictions drop today. We will recap those for you guys tonight, and much more. I want to go ahead and ask you to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. If you haven't already subscribed to the network, what are you doing? Come on, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And make sure, especially tonight, I would love to hit 100K. We're about 77 away, so says my YouTube studio. Would love to hit 100K tonight during the live stream. I think that would be pretty fun for you guys and for us, of course, here on the network. Make sure you're telling a friend about this place. Boys, let's start with the news. Did you know that Kirk Cignetti was a leader of men? Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
I could gather that, yeah.
Kirk Cignetti is a leader. He is not a follower. We have been waiting around since this Colorado judge was like, 5 to play 5. Any 2022 high school graduate that has a fifth year to play college football, come on back if you ever want to try again. Just come on back to college football. And we were talking all night last night, somebody's going to do it. All these football coaches are waiting for somebody to jump off this ledge and go ahead and tell the NCAA, yeah, come on, you can bring your suits towards us. You can bring whatever questions you want. But this Colorado judge approved this, so we going to do this. And Kirk Cignetti is the first one to do it, as it was announced today. I think first by Pete Thamel over there at ESPN, that Stephen Daly, number 8 from last year's football team, is going to be coming back for a fifth year for the Indiana Hoosiers. An important addition for these guys because last year he was the Big Ten leader in TFLs. This was the football player, for those of you who don't remember, was actually hurt celebrating with the fans after the Big Ten championship game. Very underreported as to what he actually hurt. I would assume he didn't tear a ligament, probably sprained a knee, and I only say that because Indiana was quoted today saying should be good to go, ready to rock for the first game of the season. I'll get the boys' thoughts here in a minute, but I do wonder, what's that K-State defensive end that transferred in thinking? What is my man Barnum, the Josh Burnham, the defensive end that transferred from Notre Dame? What are these guys thinking about this addition, or is it just like the more the merrier? I would imagine. Did Daly come over from James Madison with him? Was this one of those football players?
He might have came from Kent State as well.
Kent State?
He's definitely a transfer.
I was talking K-State as in Kansas State. Daly is back on this roster. I do wonder what those other football players are thinking, guys that thought they were going to play major roles. It was Kent State. Very curious what those guys think. Probably won't get their unfiltered opinions on this from anybody other than their agent or their parents or maybe behind closed doors. But would be very curious to hear what those guys think about the idea that, hey, we got a guy showing back up. I would imagine he's been there all summer maybe because he wasn't drafted. He wasn't picked up in free agency. He didn't go to a camp. He was lying dormant this entire time. Indiana tweeted a video of him today crossing the arms saying, we back. Mm-hmm. Thoughts, boys?
So I do want to clarify. I believe Eli Drinkowitz was the first one to take advantage of this rule. I don't know who they added to their roster, but I saw that on Twitter of Eli Drinkowitz already did this first.
Drink's the leader.
So, again, I don't know who they added, but supposedly that was the case. Don't want Indiana fans or Big Ten fans coming after us for not being correct on that.
I don't know why they would come after us. I would imagine Missouri fans come after us. If a court opened this loophole up, I was waiting for somebody to do it. I'm not going to sit here and criticize this. I don't think that's what we're doing here. I'm just saying,
right.
This is the first one reported nationally that actually is going to majorly impact the roster.
Right, and I do think that this is a very unique situation because I gave the opinion yesterday of I don't really think that this will impact college football all that much. Indiana was in a very unique situation where they had a guy like Daly who was a super impactful football player for them last year. Had he not gotten injured, probably would be in the NFL right now. Ended up having an injury before the playoffs, impacted his draft stock, didn't get picked up, and is able to return to college football because of that. I also saw where they're eyeing maybe adding one of their linebackers from last year as well, so this probably won't be the last one for them.
Who?
I don't know. I didn't recall the name, but again, a very unique situation. It's not like every college football program has a Daly lying around where they were one of the best defensive players for them last season or offensive players and somehow didn't end up on an NFL roster and are able to return to college football.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys have kind of hit everything from what this means from a college football standpoint or a setting precedent standpoint. From an Indiana standpoint, it's fantastic news. Mm-hmm. You get back one of your best pass rushers who was not available to you for your entire playoff run. It makes that defense that much more vaunting, especially knowing what we know about them now, about how even if they don't have the best athletes on the field, they're going to be one of the best coach units. They're going to be one of the scariest teams to go against. So it's bad news if you're in the Big Ten. It's good news for Indiana. And like you said, I think it's one of these very rare cases that it's not going to open the floodgates for, well, everyone's just going to start adding fifth years now. Like there's only a select few teams that can go back and add players that are going to have that big of an impact.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I mean, this is a very unique late add-on type of deal that's gone on, and they don't even have a position of need there.
No.
They filled all those needs this
offseason. Defensive line was already set. They were going to be really good this year. Now they're going to be even better.
It is one of those things. It's one of those positions where you can never have too many bodies, and especially a room like that, and especially a player like that.
No doubt.
Absolutely, we're happy to have you. I don't know if it changes my opinion on Indiana as a team anymore, though.
They were going to be good. Again,
they were going
to be good there anyways, but they just got even better.
Yeah, I don't think I look at them and go, well, I didn't think they were national title contenders before, but now that Daly's back, they are. Like, I think they're still a fantastic, great team.
Crazy how within 3 years we went from Indiana to a story like this coming out and we're like, oh, rich get richer.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just a testament to SIG.
I would love to have someone run analytics down of how many times before the 2024 season we mentioned Indiana.
This place?
Yeah. Probably none.
We might have mentioned them in situations like what we're going to do tonight, where we did a power rankings.
Honestly, I think most of the time, like we were big, we liked Tom Allen as a person.
Yeah.
I think even when they fired him, we were like, I didn't think Tom Allen was a bad
Yeah, who
football
are you
coach.
going to get that's better than
That's
Tom
about
Allen?
as good as it gets there.
We're wrong.
Very wrong.
Absolutely wrong. How about that? Yeah, SIG has completely revamped that entire place. That's not breaking news. What was breaking news today was the coaches poll. Y'all see people getting all up in arms about this?
Of course.
I mean, there's always going to be people getting up in arms about this stuff.
That is the sole purpose of preseason rankings. They serve no other purpose other than for fans and people like us to be able to have talking points or something to talk about of like, oh, did you see where so-and-so is ranked? I thought so-and-so was snubbed. I think they're ranked too high. I think they're too low. There's no basis on these arguments whatsoever other than the fact of our own feelings.
I'm surprised Brett Bielema hasn't quote tweeted it with a bet.
Yeah,
Well, probably because he voted on it.
Well, he probably voted for his own team.
Well, yeah,
but,
sure.
Like the disrespect to the Fighting Illini not making the top 25. Everybody ready to fire every football coach in America for putting Clemson in the mix, though.
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised by that one. That's a little high for me. But
What were
at the
y'all's general takeaways? Mine was whether it be the AP poll going to come out in, I would imagine, a week or so, whether it be my preseason poll, whether it be J.D. Piquel's preseason poll, whether it be On3's preseason poll, whether it be the coach's preseason poll, 1 through 15 is a tight-knit group. Everybody agrees that whether you have Ohio State, Oregon, or Georgia, or whoever, Indiana 1, all the way down to BYU at 15, there is a consensus top 15 in this. And we even talked about it on our preseason top 25 when we released it. Like, hey, going 1 through 15, at least selecting those football programs, putting them in order is a little difficult, but knowing who that group of automatic, these are the top 15 teams, that's the easy part. Going 16 to 35 is an absolute crapshoot. Yet every single time these preseason rankings get brought out, that's where the outrage lies. There's not really outrage about, oh, my team's not high enough, you only rank me 6. There's some of that, but there's not any, oh my God, fire everybody, these guys are a bunch of idiots, look who they put at 12. That's not really how these things go. So very curious, or very interesting to see what's going on there.
I think the most surprising thing I saw from the coaches' poll is this is the first time since, I believe, 2015 that Ohio State came in at number 1 in the preseason coaches' poll.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Over a decade.
And
I
it's
thought
the
that
year
was the
where I
most
wouldn't put
surprising.
them 1.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I put Texas and then
Yeah.
Oregon and then Ohio State. I think it was my preseason top 25.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Clemson being a top 25 team feels kind of weird considering what they had last year, considering we don't think that roster got a little bit better or any better. Texas is a top 5 team, and I felt like they're way lower than I expected them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Being 4th was really surprising me, especially being behind teams like Georgia and Oregon. Like, obviously, we know that there are some questions surrounding what Texas can do with the talent it has, but if you look at everything in the offseason, you look at all the coaches and everyone talking about, and even the anonymous, SEC coach says this about Texas. Everyone looks at Texas like that's the most talented team in the country. So for them not to be inside the top 3 was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, because it's everybody else's consensus number 1, it seems like, at least preseason-wise. Like, everybody thinks Texas is the best team. I think, honestly, my bigger takeaways from these rankings are in the others receiving votes category. Florida got 147, which was the second most on that list.
Checks out.
South Carolina got 50. Vanderbilt got 37. Auburn got 29. That's all within the top 10 of others receiving votes category. South Carolina, that's such a hard team to place. I wouldn't have them ranked top 25 going into the season.
Hell no.
Auburn, definitely not as of right now. There's so much unknown with that roster and what they're going to be this year. Vanderbilt, I think it's a big agreement amongst many that they're going to take a pretty big step back this season. But, again, I think that kind of correlates to a lot of it goes from what did you do last year? Well, we'll just slap you in that range going into this year.
I don't understand what coaches are seeing in the Utah Utes this year.
Yeah.
Brand new head
yeah, I don't
coach,
know.
brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator because the defensive coordinator became the head coach. I don't know what we're doing with Utah at 21. I know I just said like why there's no reason to really be upset about this, but Utah being in that mix was a little bit more jarring to me than Clemson.
Agreed. Tell me what if you guys agree with this or not. I think that teams like LSU and USC are properly ranked at the 12 or 13 and 14 spot, and same with Texas Tech and Alabama. I feel like if LSU played UCLA, I would pick them to win by 10 points. And
Who played who?
LSU played USC.
Yeah.
And I same with Texas Tech and Alabama. I would pick Alabama to win by like 10 points. But at the same time, I feel like they're appropriately ranked. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more so like when you're talking about the top 15 and these types of rankings, you basically want to go give like your top 12 teams that you think are going to make the playoff this year, and then right behind that you want to put other teams that you think could also make the playoff. USC being one of those teams in the Big Ten of everybody thinks that Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana will make the playoff this year. Who's a fourth that could potentially make it? USC is probably the first one on that list, or Michigan, and that's why they're ranked in the top 16 right there. In my opinion, like that's how I would do these rankings if I were to do them.
All right, well, we released our college football
Before we do, I've got one final take on this because it's
Where are you guys reading subscription numbers, by the way? Because my YouTube studio is totally different than whatever this counter livecounts.io thing is. Maybe we just go off this because it's about 40 subscribers different. Whichever hits 100K first, maybe that's what we celebrate. I don't know.
I'll believe it when on YouTube it says 100K.
That's what I'm saying. I'll believe it when YouTube believes
Facts.
it. That's when I'll believe it.
Facts. I've pushed back on Florida being a top 25 team for a while now because I think, like I said, it's hard for me to justify a 4-8 team automatically getting a top 25 spot because of, they have a talented roster. Yeah, there's a lot of new coaching in there and all that. With that, if you're not going to have Florida on this, Penn State has no business being inside the top 20, might I add. Like, I know the schedule is going to be very 9-3, but I know people are going to think that it's a great football team, but it's the Big Ten version of Florida. Where it's, hey, the roster's good. But
the logo's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Florida and Penn State lined up today, Florida's probably a 6-point favorite.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I think and probably like especially talking about coaches ranking teams, I think a very simple way of how that probably went down is Penn State, there's a known there, Rocco Becht. We know Rocco Becht can play college football, and he's a solid college quarterback. You look at Florida, and we don't know who their starter is, and whichever one it is, we don't know a whole lot about those guys. I'm sure quarterback play and who the quarterback is plays a heavy role in these decisions, but I say that in Tennessee's right behind Penn State in that situation.
Yeah, I think I had Tennessee in the 22 range. They got him about 18. Again, I think we've spent a little bit too much time on coaches' polls. Shocker. Coaches don't really know much outside of their opponents and their conference members, and that's about it. They are so uniquely single-focused on what they've got going on, especially this time of the year, trying to figure out their own depth charts, how to practice, their practice schedules, who's on the injury report, so many different things going on in a coach's mind right now. To sit down and accurately go through a top 25 is a little bit daunting and something they don't really care about, to be 100% honest with you. That being said, I'm still very, very shocked that as of 8/18, we have not seen a comment about this from Brett Bielema. I don't know about you guys, but with Lane Kiffin taking a hiatus due to a bet with his son off social media, Brett Bielema is the social media football coach, and I don't even think there's a close second.
Yeah, I don't see very many
there's
coaches
not.
active.
It's about him and nobody else, so where you at, Bielema?
But come on, man. He's saving it for the podium tomorrow.
I was going to say, Brett Bielema
can't wait to take the field this season as the unranked Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
Brett Bielema strikes you more as I'm the soundbite coach. Like, yeah, he tweets a little bit, but the stuff you mostly get from Brett Bielema is what he's told other podcasts or other shows of like, oh, he said that, or oh, wow, he's sending shots today. Like the thing he had with Georgia about Josh McCray was all audio. I don't really remember it being a lot of tweeting. Now, I know he tweeted something about it, but so.
All right. Well, I released my college football playoff predictions today. Jonathan, would you allow the audience to see that? Will you throw that up over our beautiful faces and all of our overlays right about now? You're looking at the unfilled bracket. That's my 1 through 12 right there. Let me run this down for you. Indiana at 1, Miami at 2, Georgia at 3, Notre Dame at 4, Oregon at 5, Texas Tech at 6, Ohio State at 7, BYU at 8, Texas at 9, Bama at 10, Oklahoma at 11, UNLV at 12. Take that back off for just a second. You know how I know I did a good job on this today?
Why is that?
The most frequent complaint on social media, UNLV, bro? For real? UNLV?
It's hilarious to
Like,
me.
what the hell you want me to do, man? Like, it's a crapshoot with the mid majors. It's a crapshoot with the G5. I just literally,
Look.
I hope to curse that guy and picked UNLV.
Could you imagine doing your preseason college football playoff predictions last offseason and having the audacity to put 2 of them in the bracket? How much heat you would have gotten only for that to come true later on that season? Who cares? We have no idea what is going to happen.
sheer
People are like,
audacity.
should have picked Navy, bro.
Okay.
If
put
you
Navy.
listen to the podcast, if you listen to the corresponding video, you would have found out that I love the American Conference. I wear more American Conference stuff around here because those coaches send that stuff to this studio than any other conference apparel in the world. All right? But I'm also aware that the American Conference is fitting to eat itself. I also said during that broadcast that people are going to be absolutely livid this year when a potential 9-3 mid-major team gets in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think there is a mid-major team that's about to 11-1, 12-0 this thing. And I know I'm not some big avid like G5 guy. Maybe we need to bring a G5 expert in here. We've got other teams to watch at a much higher rate. But this is going to be the year, I think, where you have a 10-2 team that's like the 37th ranked top team by the CFP that ultimately gets in to the college football playoff. And I think that's going to make people live.
I mean, hell, that happened last year.
Yeah, well, the 2 teams is what people freaked the hell out about last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't because it was like 2 quality teams. Like JMU had no business doing that. It just so happened to be the highest ranked conference champion because the ACC fell apart. Mm-hmm. Like JMU, if you put them in power ranks, was probably like 40th or 50th.
It's going to be crazy. What holes did you guys want to poke in my?
We'd like to look at the final version of
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Go ahead, pull up the final version for my full predictions. You talking about a real crapshoot? I mean, my God, deciding which one of these teams are going to win these games come January and late January, late December, early January into January 22nd, an absolute crapshoot.
I think first thing I would say is like I almost want to hear why Texas over Oregon or Oregon over Texas, because the entire offseason we've talked about how Texas is the perfect team on paper. They are the best team.
Yeah.
So
just because I'm saying that they should doesn't mean I'm saying that they will.
Okay.
That's fair.
I mean,
just because I'm putting the weight of the world on Sark to go and demand to win a national title or at least play for one doesn't mean he's not going to come up short, Jonathan.
And I mean, those are 2 programs that have kind of notoriously come up short in the recent years of – I mean, that is kind of a battle of like someone's got to win that football game. So, I like you said,
who's going to blink first?
I'm kind of surprised you had 2 Big 12 teams in there. I think BYU is going to be a good football team this year. I don't know if they're going to earn a playoff spot good. Having Notre Dame on the schedule certainly helps them. But then again, if you get smoked by Notre Dame, which that is a good football team, I don't know if they're going to have enough strength or meat on the bone.
Kirby, they dodged Texas Tech in the regular season. So here was my thought process. They are going to be, in my opinion, undefeated apart from the Notre Dame loss. They get it at home, presumably at night out there in Provo.
Yep.
They play that game within 2 scores maybe. If they do, let's say they play the Big 12 championship game within 2 scores. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt of we're not going to punish you for a conference championship game. And you'll say, but they did that to them last year.
Right.
Yeah, but it was totally different last year because they got thumped by Texas Tech twice. So that's what I think is shaping up there. The Big 12 eliminated itself from having 2 member schools in the college football playoff last year because their one lone playoff team thumped the hell up out of the other one.
Right.
So and they were close last year. They were on the precipice. I think
Definitely.
they finished 13th. So yeah, that was my thought process there. And I think Bear Bachmeier is going to be even better this year in his second year as a starter as a true
tough SOB,
sophomore.
yeah.
He's tough SOB. Anybody can know I eat nails for breakfast more than Bear Bachmeier.
It's either him or Gunnar Stockton.
It's a good shout.
There's a dude on West Virginia's football team that, I don't know if you've seen him before. I couldn't even tell you his name. His picture popped up on social media for me the other day. He's got a mohawk, arm tattoos. Yeah.
He's like 25.
Probably. He looks like, I think he has a mustache. It's
Okay.
pretty gnarly.
All right.
So
That guy eats nails for breakfast.
That guy.
All right. We're also taking questions from the chat on those as well. Any other holes you want to poke?
It's not a hole, but I will say,
He's a fullback too. Oh my God.
yeah, fullback wearing 77. Yeah, dude, that's him. Georgia getting another rematch in the playoff would
hate
suck. Like, and even for the TV ratings and everything, like the fact that Georgia has to get another rematch from their own conference, that would suck for Georgia fans.
Jonathan, what if I told you they lose that game in the regular season only to rematch with them? Would that make you feel better?
If you can guarantee me that, you take it every single time. But
Really?
yeah, if you lose but you beat them in the
If you're
playoffs,
guaranteed a playoff
guaranteed
victory
the win
over
in the
them,
playoffs.
yeah,
I get what
if
you're
you
saying.
guarantee me that, like, you beat them when it matters, absolutely. You take that every single time. But, like, just like if you had told Georgia fans last year, the day that they lost to Alabama in the regular season, say, hey, don't worry, you're going to hold them to -3 rushing yards and beat the crap out of them in the SEC championship game. They're like, oh, okay, we're fine with it then. But, yeah, that I don't really have any holes, though, to pick in this because – I think this is really what the bracket – like, it's so easy to believe this is how the bracket shakes out. Other than maybe BYU being in there, 2 Big 12 teams, I understand the path to how that happens. But other than that, this is just – it's super believable.
So you have Indiana winning the conference once again, correct?
Going undefeated and winning the Big Ten championship.
Wow.
And then losing to Texas in their first round of the playoffs.
Interesting. Why did you take Texas over Indiana as opposed to –
So here was my thought process, and you guys and I talked about this in our producers chat before we actually put those out. I think Texas loses to Ohio State earlier in the year and then gets absolutely smoldering hot towards the end of the year. It is a continuity thing with me for them because remember, they didn't really get after it in the spring practice periods. A lot of these guys were lingering through injuries to make sure that they stayed healthy. I think this is a continuity and build roster towards the end of the season. I don't think you want to see Texas in November and December this year, but Ohio State going in there week 2, I think they win by a field goal.
This basically just takes you back again to Texas losing to Oregon because, like, look, we've seen how it works out in this expanded bracket of, like, the hottest team in the bracket is going to be the one that wins the national title. Indiana stayed hot for pretty much the entire season last year. Ohio State went on an incredible run the season before that to go on and win a national title. If Texas is that daunting by late season, if that's how they're tracking throughout the year, it'd be hard not to pick them heading into that in that playoff situation.
This live counter is so fugazi that I got going on over here. It says we're 7 away over here. I don't believe it. I think we're actually the 52
I'm just refreshing
away.
the YouTube homepage, waiting for it to pop up.
There's
That's
some
gonna
people
be
in
awesome.
chat saying we're 10 away. So
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think this is I think this live. It's called livecounts.io. I think it's FOS. But yeah, we're on the doorsteps. Y'all keep pushing, man. Y'all keep pushing for this 100K, man. That's some awesome stuff right there. All right. Any other questions from the chat? Did y'all see any good points from those folks? I know they're hyping up the subscriber count right about now.
No, and I think this is kind of something you'll run into with such a expanded playoff format. It's so easy to look at a 4-team playoff or even a national championship prediction and be like, really? That's who you have? But when the field is so wide, like we agree, like there's only like 15, 16 max teams to pick from in this field, and everything else is kind of a crapshoot. So it's hard to really poke holes in this with solid foundational arguments. So I think it's a good bracket.
Shout out to chat. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Like I said, I know you got some options tonight. You're going to have options every night, and we're glad that you make this place your home for serious college football talk. All right, Should we go to the board and do these Big Ten tiers? We did this last night with the SEC. Let's head over to the board and do this now with the Big Ten. Kirby, will you explain to the folks the tier systems while I put on this lavalier mic?
Yeah, absolutely. Tier systems are basically sections that we think each team classifies in. For example, the 4 tiers we have are title contenders. Simple enough. Those are teams that we think are going to compete for a national title at the end of the season. Next is we have damn good. Probably not going to compete for a national title, but you never want to play them on Saturdays. Tier 3 is sneaky teams. Those are teams that aren't necessarily great teams. You wouldn't expect to lose to them. But at the same point, on a bad Saturday, if you catch them on the right, they can beat anyone. And then Tier 4 is just pray. That's put your hands together and just hope that you can make it through the season with, at best, a 500 record, because otherwise it's going to be a long season for y'all.
Man, alphabetical order starts with I's out there in the
That's
Big
what I
Ten,
was saying.
huh?
I had to double check that 3 times. It's weird.
Huh. All right, let's start with Illinois. Brett Bielema slept on unranked Fighting Illini. What say you boys about Illinois? What tier do they fit in?
Damn good.
I think damn good is fair. I think that they're kind of bottom edge of damn good. They're one of those teams where you probably don't want to have to play them, but at the same point, they're better than sneaky, I think. So I would say it's a damn good is a fair assessment.
And by the way, last night we talked about this. This is 10-2 range or better. This is 8-4 range or better. All right, this is 6-6 range or better. And this is 4-8. Slap, pray for it down here at the bottom. Everybody make sense with that? Everybody understand what we got going on there? All right, that makes sense. All right, Indiana, nice and simple. They are a national championship contending football team. Without a shadow of a doubt, within 3 years, this guy's turned this program around from worst Power 4 football program in the country to every year. We're going to talk about these guys as potential national title contenders. All right, the Iowa Hawkeyes. I think they're damn good if they go with Jeremy Huklinski.
This is
perennial 7-5, 8-4 is what they are.
Yeah.
That's why I have them in damn good. Honestly, that's why I have it, because they're consistently in that mix of 7-5 or 8-4.
Pull up their schedule for me, Jonathan, and let's really look through this. Count the losses is what I want you to do, not the wins. Count the losses for me.
We have.
Which of the big 3 do they play? How many of them did they name?
They have Ohio State.
Okay.
That's it.
They only play Ohio State. They're going to be damn good.
They have, I'll read it for you real quick. Northern Illinois, Iowa State, Northern Iowa, Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Purdue, Illinois, Nebraska.
Yeah, that's an 8-4 schedule for Iowa.
I agree.
But here's my problem. Is the record the only thing we're putting these tiers for? Because if that's the case, Penn State's going to be
It's a good mental gauge for me.
But if that's the case, then Penn State's going to be a damn good team too, and I don't think anyone's going to look at them this year and say, that's a damn good football team.
That's a great point.
I think Iowa is the epitome of a good football team that is always sneaky. They almost never beat the big guys except once a year when they find someone in a not a shootout, but a rock fight. They almost got Oregon last year. I don't know if I can put them in damn good.
Chat is claiming we have hit 100K.
Yeah, I don't believe it until YouTube says it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm refreshing it.
I ain't getting a
not
play
popping
button
up
off
yet.
some secondary website. You know what I mean? We're not getting a plaque off them folks. We're getting a plaque off the YouTube folks. So let's wait for YouTube. We've waited long enough. We've grinded long enough for this.
We want the real deal.
We want the real deal, Holyfield, on that one. You make really good points on Iowa in the fact that, I don't know how good they actually are going to be.
Right.
But they're constantly sneaky. But
Yeah.
I think they're somewhere in between these two teams.
Definitely. And I'm not mad at putting them at damn good. I just don't think the record should be the only reason we put them there.
I just think that given their history and given their recent history, it feels a little disrespectful to put them in a tier 3.
That's fair.
I agree with
That's fair.
with Jonathan there. Let's go Iowa right here in the second tier of this conference. You returned 90% of your production from a year ago, Maryland Terrapins, but you better get on them knees and pray.
Yeah, it's not going to be
right.
great there.
Can you
Yes, I can.
Stretch ain't over here. I'm only 6'1", so you know the rule of thumb in the camera world is don't chop the chin. You can chop the forehead, don't chop the chin, okay? All right, so let's go to Michigan. I think they're going to be a damn good football
Damn
team
good.
this
The
year.
epitome of damn good.
They are not a national title contender. I don't even think a Michigan fan would show up here today and believe that.
No, I think this is the perfect example of like a damn good football team. And they're going to, I mean, I think people look at them last year and like, oh man, it was such a disarray program. They went 9-3, 8-4 last year. Like that's epitome of damn good. And everyone expects Bryce Underwood to take a step forward. Everyone expects there to be some continuity with the coaching because there's not going to be extracurriculars taking place. So yeah, damn good football team.
Year one with Michigan State, I think we pray for solid results.
Yes.
I think we'd be happy with 5-7 year one. Maybe certainly happy if we get ourselves to 6-6. Nowadays, 5-7 is bowl eligibility though, so I think we'll take that.
Yeah, this is more like a pray it goes well instead of like pray we survive.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I hope that Michigan State returns to what it was 5 or 6 years
The
ago.
prayer for Michigan State is you leave this season with optimism.
Bingo. Who's next?
That would be the Minnesota Gophers.
See, I think they're a sneaky football team, and I think we need to ignore this because they're. I don't think they ever have they ever gone 6-6 under PJ Fleck.
If it wasn't in their first year, I don't believe so.
They're perennially 7-5.
They had a rough season one year, I remember correctly.
Maybe after the Bateman year.
History. They went 6-7 in 2023.
Yeah, that was their rough year.
Yeah, like that's the floor for PJ Fleck.
Correct.
But
Well, the floor is actually that was COVID 3-4, but don't count.
They string together like some rough performances every now and then.
I feel like they never get throttled, even by the big boys.
History says they're either 9-4 or 8-5.
That's damn good.
I agree,
Yeah.
but is there a world where they're just sneaky, like they're one of these sneaky teams, but they could also be damn good?
Check the schedule.
Okay.
How many of the big boys do they get? That's what ultimately will depend, the outcomes of their season out there in the Big Ten. Did you draw all big three?
Right.
So
they have Indiana. That's it.
they're going to be damn good this year.
They
And
got-
I know, Kirby, it borders into that territory of Penn State. We just don't check them with the records. Nebraska,
This is
Let's pray.
pray.
Pray, absolutely.
I think the schedule is absolutely brutal for Nebraska. The dichotomy between Minnesota and Nebraska's schedule is hysterical when I think they're relatively the same football team.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if Nebraska had Minnesota's schedule, I would still put them in the pray category.
We got an appearance on Bussin' with the Boys gambled on Nebraska's season this year. If they don't win at least 8 games, your boy gets to go up there and sit in the bus. Ooh. So your boy's going to be up on the bus.
Pack your bags, bro. You're going to the bus.
Your boy is going to be up on the
Good
bus.
Lord.
Go ahead and cash that ticket. I've
Compton-
already bought the plane ticket.
Compton bet 8 wins?
Yep.
I would love to know what Luan would make that. Like, what is that? Don't go undefeated?
Lawan's like, who? Who did we bet with? Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Compton's the friend of the show. Lawan is like, hey, what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
That he's always nice to me, but he don't know who I am. Northwestern?
I put them in sneaky.
Yeah, I guess.
I got asked about Northwestern on a podcast today, and I told them I have not spent a single waking moment on Northwestern's schedule, Northwestern's roster, Northwestern's anything other than their cool new stadium.
Well, let's go ahead and spend more than a second on their schedule right now. Let's take a look at it. Ooh, no.
Nope.
They
got to
have-
pray?
They got Indiana, they got Oregon, and they got Ohio State.
Yeah, go ahead and pray, big boys.
But doesn't that make them sneaky?
How?
Because the more opportunities you have to sneak up and play one of these teams, now
Kirby-
the problem is Northwestern has never really caught anyone.
Kirby, I'll give you a $200 bonus on your December check if they beat any of those 3 teams.
Okay, yeah, sure.
No
You-
risk at all.
no
involved.
repercussions.
Yeah, no risk.
No
There's
repercussions.
no risk in
You
that.
don't have to give me a damn thing. If they beat Indiana, Ohio State, or Oregon, I'll give you $200.
I
in
probably
December.
won't be seeing the 200s.
No, you will not.
I think they were in the pray category.
Ohio State, nice and easy. Let's go ahead and put them in title contenders.
contenders.
All right. That makes that one easy. Same thing with Oregon. They
Title
are a
contender.
title contending football team.
Absolutely.
I think that might conclude our title contender segment. Penn State.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I put them out.
That's
I got them as a sneaky football team.
They're not going to be a damn good football team, but Matt Campbell will catch someone.
It is funny though because we look at that schedule and like that's 9-3.
There's no one they're going to sneak
but
up on.
it won't feel
They're
like
not a damn good football team.
It's
this year.
not a damn good 9-3.
No. All right, let's go to Purdue. We praying?
Yeah.
We're praying out there with Barry Odom and
It's
the boys.
weird, though, because Purdue is like the team that always is in the Tier 4 category that somehow surprised. Like, they beat Ohio State twice, but, yeah, they're a prey team.
Kirby, they've won 3 games in the last 2 years.
I was
Yeah,
about to
they're-
say,
they're a prey team.
That Ohio
They're a prey
State
team.
upset is a good ways away from today.
Yeah, I understand. They're
It's
a prey
not as
team.
they're no longer.
I think I was still in college.
Yeah, they're no longer the spoiler makers.
No, they are not. Rutgers?
I put them in
Offense
sneaky.
was sneaky good last year.
Sneaky good
I agree.
offense last year.
They got a good run game. Good run games will beat you.
I think
I'm going
that's
to put
fair.
Rutgers in sneaky
That's
category.
fair. I won't push back on that.
Shout out Greg Schiano. All right. No more there. UCLA?
Sneaky again.
They're my last bottom sneaky team.
Yeah.
I think Sneaky's proper for UCLA. I
We got
think,
a lot of hype around the Bruins this offseason.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around them. There's
Something's a brewing.
Okay.
Brewing.
I don't know why.
Something's a brewing.
There you go. Something's brewing.
There you go. I don't know why I said blue. USC, I'm going to put them in damn good.
Yeah, damn
Yeah,
good.
I agree with that.
Damn good, but out of all the teams on that list, they're probably the most likely to be a title contender.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not put them in the echelon.
I put Washington in damn good as well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
And then we have our last team, which is Wisconsin.
That's
Sneaky? You think it's prey?
I think it's prey. That's
I think
like
it's sneaky.
I think Luke.
What's
Fick-
sneaky about them?
Quarterback.
Yeah, but it's so toast there. Like
We're going to find out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they play Notre Dame week 1?
I believe so.
They played Notre Dame within the first month of the season. I know that.
It is the first game of the season.
Yeah, just go ahead and pray.
Yeah, it's a prey for them. Like that team's so
Not a
bad.
tough schedule.
Doesn't matter, dude. Like Luke Fickle's playing for his job right now.
All right. So we got Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon as the title contenders. This is a deeper group than I thought it was going to be. Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, USC, Washington. I think if we just chopped off a 18-team league into a 16-team league, this looks almost identical to what we did last night with the SEC.
Yeah, we had more sneaky teams.
There were definitely more sneaky.
But
not
there's
But
only
that's because we're SEC biased hacks.
Well, and I was gonna say there's also more first-year head coaches in the SEC.
Correct.
And that's a great way of putting like you don't want to put prey for a first-year head coach. It's like they might be sneaky this year.
I also don't think we had any as many damn good teams for the SEC.
All right, going back to the desk. Y'all going to see what we're doing next. Go ahead and put camera 2 over there, Mr. Kirby. 99,969 subscribers.
Nice.
All right, so we do have our wheel of unknowns over there on the board. We have 20 teams up there on that board, and we are going to rattle off 3 camp questions that we have about whatever team arrives on this wheel. Go ahead and spin that sucker, Jonathan.
Spinning the wheel.
Ooh,
Oh,
Nebraska.
speaking of
Nebraska.
Is this Matt Rule's last fall camp?
That's your number
No,
one
that's
question?
not my number one question. I think the number one question is going to be what kind of differences do you see in the quarterback position?
Yeah.
Not necessarily from a making plays, but just stylistically. I think we all talked about how Dylan Raiola, I'm not going to call him a statue, but he is a pocket passer. He's not someone who's known to extend plays. And let's be honest, the Nebraska offensive line and the offense in general is not really pertinent to a guy sitting in the pocket and waiting for someone to get open. So I think Calandria is going to add a new wrinkle to this offense that's going to be really significant and help them a lot. I don't know if they're going to be a better football team.
So 3 new offensive linemen that transferred in, a brand new offensive line coach that was brought over from Georgia Tech and paid a king's ransom to leave. They also, remember Lonnie Teasley, the offensive line coach at South Carolina that everybody hated, despite the fact that he recruited elite levels over there. he is added to the staff as well. They've completely revamped this offensive line. I think that's a major question, not just about the team, but how do those guys ultimately fit in out there in Cornhusker land?
I think too. I think back to last season where Nebraska made some moves offensively. It seemed like they were doing their best to get some weapons for a guy like Dylan Raiola, and they really just didn't pan out. Like Dane Key came over from Kentucky. That was one of the biggest names in the transfer portal. Seemed like a massive move for Nebraska, and it didn't seem like the offense ever really clicked. Things didn't really become more explosive for them. That's a thing to keep an eye on. Like that's going back to the quarterback conversation with Calandria, and then also like getting hits on other transfers that you had, like a Williams Winery. Still kind of waiting on that one to pop. That was one of the biggest names in his recruiting class. Started at Missouri, then went to Nebraska. If they can get something out of that one this season, that could be great for them. Like, can we finally start getting some massive hits in the transfer portal acquisitions that we made?
Go ahead. I think another massive question is how do they replace the yardage that was created from Emmett Johnson last year at the running back position? It looks like Isaiah Mosey is going to ultimately replace him, as well as Mekhi Nelson, and they have a freshman in there within the 3 deep. So interested to see how they run the football. They were a predominantly run football team last year, and remember Raiola was consistently dropping back 47 times, it felt like, for a total of 200 yards.
Yeah, it was tough to watch.
You hit the nail on the head early on, though. The biggest question about this football team is how much different do they feel offensively with Calandria as their quarterback. I would imagine Dana Holgrimson is a little bit more comfortable with an athlete back there, as most offensive coordinators are in 2026. Go ahead, spin that wheel, Jay Will. Remove him.
Get him out of here.
USC.
No.
Oh, Indiana. It obviously has to start with Josh Hoover at the quarterback
100%.
position.
Yeah, most of these questions are going to be quarterback related.
It's a massive question about rapport, back-shoulder rapport between Nick Marsh, Charlie Becker, and Josh Hoover. I think that's my biggest question right now going into the camp circuit.
My biggest question is, what is the energy going to be around this team? It's so easy to walk around with a chip on your shoulder when you are the Indiana Hoosiers and no one really looks at you. There has been a complete 180 on the perception for understandable reason. You go 16-0, you deserve it, but what does the vibe of this program look like? We already brought in the question, like, hey, what is the fire for Coach Signe? Like, is he still that guy? He's been doing a lot of media stuff. He's been doing a lot of things. He's smiling more. So my question personally for them heading into fall camp is, does this team still have the same identities that made it successful last year? And if not, are the ones that they have currently going to help them succeed?
Yeah, I think it's super easy to say defensively, like they're going to be solid again. Like them getting A.J. Harris, like a guy that it feels like was tracking to go to the NFL once his 3 years were done or 4 years were done. The fact that he's on their roster right now, that's a massive get for them. I think defensively they're set, so it really does just kind of boil down to the offense. And I think that a key piece that I'm kind of paying attention to, something that was super crucial for them with Fernando Mendoza at quarterback, was his ability to add into the run game, his willingness to do it. It wasn't just the fact that he was athletic enough to do it, but that guy was tough. I mean, he showed it in the game against Miami. Like his that touchdown he scored was one of the most insane plays I've seen in that type of moment.
Down.
It's my quarterback.
Is Josh Hoover? I know Josh Hoover seems like he's athletic enough, but is he willing to do it at that level? I don't know.
I don't want Josh Hoover running.
And see, that's a
Not
big
his
question.
bag. Also, not as big and sneaky, thick, like sleeper build as Mendoza turned out to be at 6'5", 237 pounds at the NFL Combine. How about a name for you here? Riley Nowakowski. Do y'all remember who Riley Nowakowski was?
It is escaping my mind currently.
That was number 37 from this offense last year.
Yes.
Oh,
Now we're ringing bells,
Yeah.
huh? That dude played such a pivotal role in their run game.
Mm-hmm.
He was like basically a fullback. He was modern day fullback, and he was a dog. Transferred over from Wisconsin, absolute unit at 6'1", 245 pounds. They've replaced him with more traditional tight ends. Brought in a transfer from Miami at the tight end position in Brock Schott. He is an Indiana native. That's why he's coming back home. And some other names in there. Andrew Barker has been on the roster. Blake Theory has been on the roster as well. So we'll ultimately see 3 redshirt freshmen in this tight end room And I felt like it helped unlock their run game last year, and they were sure as hell good at running the football. I think they will remain that way basically because of what they got going on up front. Carter Smith returns. 4 of the 5 starters from a year ago return. Turbo Richard, elite running back name.
Elite name.
Elite running back name. I have 0 questions about the defense.
No.
None.
They're going to be absolutely
whatsoever.
stout again under Brian Haynes as the defensive coordinator. Jonathan, spin that wheel. Y'all liking this segment? I hope you're liking this segment. This is
I'm
fun
liking
stuff
this
right
segment.
here. Who we got? Ooh, man, we're picking some big football teams and Nebraska as of late on this wheel right about here. Notre Dame, biggest questions you got for him. For me, who's your ex? Malachi Fields was really, really important last year for this football team. Sounds like they've got several. I know there's an Ohio State transfer that came over that was banged up last year that they're kind of penciling in at that exposition. But I know they're going to be damn good at slot. I know they're going to be damn good at tight end because they always are. I'm very curious to see what they look like outside the numbers as that true boundary X.
Yeah, I think for me it really goes back to the running back room. You lose 2 NFL studs in Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love. I know the offensive line is always good with Notre Dame, so that pairs up really nicely with the running backs, and they've always had some good backs. But Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love weren't just great running backs for you. Both of them were game changers.
Yeah.
And that's a best friend for a quarterback, especially a young quarterback like CJ Carr. So now you expect more pressure somewhat to be put on his shoulders coming into this season. Is he able to be that game changer that they were last season? Or is the running game able to complement them really nicely this season? That's what I'm really questioning.
So Ainias Williams has gotten a lot of love from Notre Dame fans in our mentions and in our comments over the last several days because we did the CJ Carr study, and this is one of the questions we asked, like, hey, who is the guy? Do y'all feel comfortable about what's going on? They think he's a freak, but I've heard a little bit too much about how much he can do out of the backfield. That's not what we care about. What we care about, and the question about Notre Dame is, hey, it's 3rd and 2. Are y'all converting first downs? Hell, it's 2nd and 12 last year. Do you know how often they ran the football to get back into 3rd and 4s? They leaned on that run game in situations and in time spans where most football teams are throwing the ball. Very curious to see how they balance that out. Defensively, I have 0 questions ever about a Marcus Freeman defense nowadays.
Yeah,
Especially the defensive backfield. They just roll out dude after dude after dude. And I don't know. It's one of the things that I think needs to be studied. How Indiana manages to execute this high of a rate without practicing like they don't, and how in the hell does Notre Dame keep rolling out first-round draft picks or, holy hell, look at that corner. It feels like every single year they're doing this.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, partially because Leonard Moore and Christian Gray were so good at such a young age that they've just been around and held down that room.
But, Jonathan, Leonard Moore was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school.
It's fair.
And he's going to be the number 1 corner taken off the board.
Yeah.
By a mile. Like nobody's you might as well give the dude the Jim Thorpe Award already if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Like he's already won it. So I'm very curious what are they doing there? How are they so good at player identification at that spot? And I know Freeman is a defensive mind. I understand that. The hell, he was doing it at Cincinnati as well. Isn't that where Sauce Gardner is from? The other corner got drafted really, really high.
Kobe Bryant? No, that's Kansas. Never mind.
They're good at identifying this stuff. They always have been. Bryce Young, I want to see what kind of step he takes. What's that body look like? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I thought he got a little too thick last year. Has he caught up with it? Because that's a young player that got a lot of weight, or young, long player that had a lot of weight thrown onto him.
Yeah.
Very curious to see how much of an impact player he can be. Lord knows they're good at linebacker again. They always are.
Yeah, I think my question isn't one that necessarily is a fall camp question. It's definitely not one that's going to be answered at this time. But do you get lulled to sleep by this schedule? Because we look at it, and obviously it's, it should be 11 wins without a doubt on paper, and we talked about it. It's Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Stanford, and you're not really pushed until you get to BYU. Do you get those first 5 weeks and kind of think like, we're fine?
Woo! Watch out for them Rice Owls.
What?
I mean, you would have said that if I would have made a joke about watch out for NIU. You would have said the same thing if I would have said watch out for Marshall. You're like, what?
I think the question here isn't if
fair.
they get lulled to sleep. I think it's can you win the 2 big ones? That's what you failed to do last year. Can you win the 2 big ones? Can you beat Miami? And can you beat BYU?
Get your head out of the Kansas gutter. It's
Can't,
crazy.
dude. They're in my heart.
They are.
You didn't even remember that Kobe Bryant played for him.
Jonathan, spin that wheel.
Ooh, I wonder who it's going to land on this time.
Ooh. Oh, Michigan. Number one question I have.
The wheel has Big Ten bias.
Maybe we preset the wheel to have Big Ten bias. Giga brain over here. It's obviously Bryce Underwood. What does he look like? Has he gotten any better? How has this new offensive system been implemented? I heard Jake Butt the other day. He was doing a 5 reasons why you should believe in Bryce Underwood in year 2. And a lot of them were around the fact that this coordinator coming over has a dual threat background. They are going to involve this kid's legs at a much higher rate this year, and I think they need to. I think the other question is how quickly does Savion Hyder get into the mix? Is he ready to roll for big time Big Ten football at the running back position?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the 2 major questions
Because they
I
spent
have.
a lot of money.
What is the continuity change of what is the culture change of Kyle Whittingham coming onto this roster? You're going to be able to see the seeds of that, and it's already been planted, obviously, with him coming on. But this fall camp is going to provide a good inside source of that, of like how different are things going to be at Michigan. I mean, say what you want about Sherrod Moore, and I understand that is what it was. That was still under the Harbaugh umbrella to a certain degree, so that kind of culture was around for about a decade or so. We're starting completely new. We've torn it down to the studs. There's a lot of new stuff there. There's a lot of new people. There's a lot of new staff members. I think that's kind of what my question is like, what does this new era of Michigan football look like?
Get on the phone right now. Call 25 friends. We're 25 away from 100K. Let's do it. Let's do it tonight.
I just really have a
go
question
ahead.
of
Jamie French?
that's a good one. But really it's about is it going to feel like it's hard for the offense to move the ball this year? I feel like the multiple games that I watched of Michigan
Slogs.
over the past couple of years at least, like especially like late against Oklahoma, it felt like it was impossible for them to move the ball for positive yards. As the Ohio State game progressed on, it felt like it was impossible for them to move the ball. That shouldn't be the case with a 5-star generational talent quarterback that you have in Bryce Underwood. Whether you want to blame the coaching staff from last year or because Bryce Underwood was young, I'll accept both of those excuses. But this year, that shouldn't be the case. Like I felt like they got better in the wide receiver department this offseason. I feel like they got better in the running back department this year. It shouldn't feel like it's super difficult for them to move the ball this year. That's my biggest question.
You got any questions?
I already asked mine.
Jordan Marshall probably going to start at the running back position, but I would imagine Savion Hyder's getting 10 to 15 totes
He better.
a game. Troy Bowles.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Still on the roster over there.
Starting at linebacker for him. How do they replace that? The defensive end, I think he wore 1 last year. That dude was all over the freaking place.
Certainly, yeah.
Very curious to see how they replace him. Jonathan, spin that wheel. How about a voice crack right there?
It wasn't that bad.
Do we have audio on that? Are they hearing the buzzing?
No.
Oh, okay.
an SEC team?
Well, you
finally.
know.
Number one question I got, am I right? Am I right for believing in this coaching staff? You know what it took for Florida folks to be all about it today?
What's that?
Apparently, John Summerall walked to the podium, and the first thing he did was crack the water and take a swig. I don't know why that was important.
Why is that?
But I saw one of their biggest, I think David's his name, Sonderquist, was like, we got a water bottle pop. We're back. I don't know what that means in Florida culture.
See, here's the thing.
But that's what that meant.
There's been
It's such a change in the vibes down there.
Well, remember
The longest time I've been here, Kirby, and the longest time that I've done this, Florida fans felt like they hated Florida. And they hated you for not talking good about them. But, man, were they pessimists on the internet. And now they are the most optimistic football program fan base I can find.
Yeah, and they were very optimistic, I'm sure, to start the first season of other head coaches. Maybe not as optimistic as they are with John Summerall, but things will change very quickly depending on how this season goes. Could it end up being the result of they absolutely love John Summerall? Absolutely. They could absolutely fall in love with him and think he is the solution to all their problems. Could it also fall the other way? Absolutely. It could also end up being like, oh, here we go again, another underwhelming hire. We went the G6 route, and here we go. It's bursting into flames for us. Like, it could go multiple ways. But, yes, sure. If that's your biggest question of if you're right, that's absolutely valid. For me, I think it really it's so easy to pick the quarterback position for all these teams. I want to move to the defense though. I want to talk about that defense because
Talk D to me. Sorry. Talk defense to me.
yeah, I'll talk defense with you.
Please
Every
do.
single time we pulled up the Florida Gators on film, prepping them for whatever game they were playing that week over the past couple seasons, it felt like that defense should have been so much better than they actually were because they had so many good football players, and they still do. Can they be game changers? Can that be the game-changing unit for them? Everybody wants to talk about offense and Buster Faulkner and Aaron Philo or Jones and all the wide receivers they have. That's great. That's going to work out fine for them. But can the defense be the game changers for them? That's my big question.
Great point.
My question is, can you finally take advantage and utilize properly the talent that's on your roster? We talked about it. They haven't had an absence of talent. It's not like we've walked the Florida Gators and go, yeah, they just weren't the talented team today. They've got really good talent. They've added pieces. I think the Eric Singleton addition is going to pay off really well for them. Can you take advantage of that? Can you let Jaden Ball hit the ceiling he needs to? Can you let whoever the starting quarterback may be actually advance your offense? Guys like Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown, can they boost this offense to something that's actually going to help you win football games instead of just, hey, this is a really talented football team. Don't let the record fool you because they suck.
Our most famous listener is active right now, waiting for 100K. He just texted me. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There's
I got
only
you.
one.
I'm following.
It's not like we have dozens of them. There's just one, and he's kind of one of the biggest things in the world right now.
Okay.
He's in the
but yeah.
live.
I believe so. I don't want to out him, but he just texted me 100K.
Hello, sir. You know who you are.
You know who you are. Shout out to him. We're almost there. 19 left, so says the YouTube counter. Talking about Florida, and we haven't yet mentioned the quarterback battle, have we? Did anybody
I
talk about
kind of
that?
touched on it.
It feels
It's
so
such a
obvious.
layup.
Yeah, like you think it's Philo?
I
Or
think
it's a
so.
layup talking point is what
I
you're
think
getting
it's
at.
Philo because I can consistently. This is what gets me hung up on it and why I think it's going to be Philo. Aaron Philo probably doesn't leave Georgia Tech, a job that he is going to. He's going to take that job, no matter what. Even if Buster Faulkner leaves, Aaron Philo will be the starter at Georgia Tech. I find it very hard to believe that he would up and leave Georgia Tech just to sit on the bench another season. But maybe he left to see hey, can I play in this league? Can I do that? Can I compete against guys like this? Maybe that's what he did, but I find it hard to believe he won't start.
Agreed.
What's next?
The local hour.
Roll it one more time. Spin that wheel one more again.
I tried, guys. All right. Hey,
Spin that wheel one more again. If
everybody-
they want to hate, they can hate on me. Spin that wheel.
man.
Give me Georgia. For the shiggles of it.
It is not Georgia. It is
Man.
Miami.
Is Jackson Cantwell starting? That's my first question.
That's a good
Jackson
question.
Cantwell spent a lot of money on him to get him. Let's be quick. That's my question. What do y'all got? How does Cooper Barkate and Mensah fit in? That's probably a good question too.
I want to know how much better guys that return on this roster get. Like when we were watching Miami the other day, I can't remember. Oh, we were watching Kevin Jennings tape. That's what we were watching. Guys on that defense that are back for another season. I want to know how much better those guys get because it's so easy to look at the additions of a Darian Mensah or the addition of a guy like Damon Wilson. All of that is fantastic, but there's a lot of good returning players on Miami's defense. I want to know how much better those guys get because they were already good last season, but can they become great? That'll be the tipping point for the Hurricanes, in my opinion.
How much does Darian Mensah change this offense? Carson Beck was not a running quarterback, not someone that was necessarily a person that you would plan to light you up with his arm, was a very methodical quarterback. I want to know what a guy like Darian Mensah, who can sometimes throw caution to the wind, what that is. So that's what I'm going to wonder.
All right, everybody shut up. Let's go to the local hour.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog?
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Say that. Oh, because you pulled up the bad clips of him. That's why you said that?
Yeah, that, and then obviously the Twitter beef. Not really a beef, but the occurrence,
beef.
the Twitter occurrence that took place recently.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a whole nother hour for you guys, and it is the local hour, a loaded local hour. And as Jonathan mentioned to me off camera, it would only be fitting if we reached a milestone like 100K during the local hour, because this is the place that made the YouTube channel. This YouTube channel would not be what it is without the Georgia folks. So thank you to you guys. Let's show you some love by hammering down some dog topics. We got a loaded one for you. All right, we got all kinds of stuff on here. We're going to preview Kirby's press conference tomorrow. We're going to preview practice availability. We're going to preview Oklahoma tonight on the broadcast. And an ESPN article apparently named the most important Georgia football player this year. I got money as Gunnar Stockton, but I would imagine they curved. Did they go somewhere else? They curved. All right. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you are telling a friend about this place, as we are ever so nearing 100,000 subscribers. We do have some news to hit on today. Do you guys want to talk jerseys, or do you want to talk salary caps?
Don't bury the lead, baby.
Don't bury the lead.
Don't bury the
We know
lead.
why
That's
we're
right.
here.
They're
Matt
unveiling.
Hibbs. Oh. Yeah, I guess the jerseys probably
They
take
are
precedence.
unveiling the white helmets for the first time in Georgia Bulldog football history, I believe.
They used to have silver ones, but I think white is the first time. Yeah.
First time ever wearing white helmets and white jerseys and white pants, and they're going to do it in an absolute primetime matchup, must-see, against the Western Kentucky
Hey,
Hilltoppers.
that's fine. Hey, beggars can't be choosy, okay? That's how you have to take that. And I also, this is a valid point. I saw some people raising concern that Western Kentucky is a team that wears red. Don't want to see another team wearing red in Sanford Stadium, so I sure hope that there's an agreement here that they have to wear gray or they have to wear black. Better not be wearing red in Sanford Stadium. But, hey, I'm here for the all-white jerseys.
I also don't think it's a coincidence that this Western Kentucky staff has like 4 ex-Georgia coaches on it. So there's probably a willingness to bend quite a bit there.
I also don't think it's a coincidence that that is a game that's going to kick off September 12th at about 12:45 p.m. Going to be pretty hot in Athens. So all white,
But we want adversity. We want the heat.
not on Saturdays. We want to make things as easy as
Buddy,
for.
the one time Kirby Smart wore black uniforms in his first year was a noon game against, who was
It
it?
was Louisiana Lafayette. It
Yeah.
was coming off of a loss though.
9 to go.
They had
That
That
lost.
was late season too, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had lost. I think that was off the heels of the Florida 28-10 loss, and it was like, all right, we got to build some momentum here. We've already lost to Vanderbilt this year. Give them the black jerseys. So that's why they did that. But
Yeah,
you're
super
right.
exciting. I wish in the video Kirby Smart had just came out and said, "Good news, we're wearing the shit," because that's what he said in his press conference. If you guys build up the glory subscriptions, we'll wear the shit. I hope
7 to go.
Wow. Very exciting times. 100K and alternate uniforms.
Who would have thought, dude?
Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thought 3 years ago, if you'd known what this pro platform was and what Georgia was, Georgia's going to be wearing alternate uniforms and we're going to have 100,000 subscribers. Insane. Look at
Which do you think, if I would have told you in 2020, let's go 2022, Georgia wears white helmets, or Brooks Austin and the boys' film network has 100,000 subscribers? Which was more likely?
The 100K.
If you'd have given,
You think so?
Yeah,
yeah,
the 100K for sure.
yeah.
You believe in us, huh?
Yeah.
Or
Apparently.
you just don't believe in Kirby not veering
It's
from
a little
the
bit of both.
regulars?
I've only been
It's a
around here
little
for
bit
a
of both.
half decade. Yeah. I'd
Oh,
say I
man,
believe
I
in it.
can't wait for the old cantankerous Georgia fan to be nice and pissed off that they're not wearing traditional uniforms.
Yeah.
We got it?
Henry,
It's happening?
I'm not picking on you in chat right now, but it's, who are we? Are we Oregon? We don't do gimmicks. Look, I get it. All right, look.
Who are we, the Oregon Ducks?
There is nothing more that I love than Georgia's home red uniforms.
Someone's toying with me.
People
Someone
are-
just unsubscribed.
People are unsubscribing now, dude. It's kind of funny.
Don't do that.
It always
Don't
happens.
play with my heartstrings
Honestly,
like that.
kind of funny, guys. We're going to hit 100K, dude. I'm not worried about that. It is funny for someone to be like, watch this. I'm all for the bit, dude. You know me. I'm an agent of chaos. Matter of fact, I think I'll unsubscribe right now.
Fired. Fired. I need a new third voice in this network right quick. I'm sure we'll have plenty of applicants.
People are going to be really concerned when he doesn't show up tomorrow.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah,
That's
Oh my
funny.
gosh, he actually did it.
he actually did get
Vacation Kirby returns tomorrow. Breaking
fired.
news.
Yes, my one and only vacation. I'm going to celebrate a bachelor party.
Ah,
for
we
my
don't
friend.
care what you're doing. You just won't be here.
That is true.
That's all that matters. You're not here.
Well, you're not even gonna miss me a little bit, Jay. Will
I didn't say that. I'm just saying. You're not going to be here.
just a little bit, dude.
Maybe a little bit.
Think about
Just a wee bit.
think about when 6:45 comes and you don't have anyone to laugh at your memes.
Thanks for telling everybody we're not being productive.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with hitting a 3-minute scroll in between work.
But yeah, New Jersey's exciting. Really cool.
People are going to crush me when I tweet this video out because my laptop screen is really dirty. Anybody ever figured out how to clean a MacBook screen and keep it clean?
Yeah,
You
they
just gotta-
make wipes for that exact
You got to do it
reason.
once a week.
Oh, here we go.
You gotta do it once a week?
Once a week.
I mean, if you want to keep it like pristine, like once or twice a month, but I mean, I don't do it.
I mean, we're one away, dude.
Man. It's
We're
exciting
one away.
times.
We hit it!
Wow.
hell yeah, dude.
YouTube, if my play button's not here tomorrow, I'm calling. I am going to blow somebody's phone up tomorrow. Plenty of people going to be getting phone calls. Hey, the Film Guy Network, 100K. Give them 3. Big dubs in the chat. We love it. Thank you to all you guys that have made this possible. This is absolutely insane. I think it's a good time to read some super chubs. Let's read these things right quick. We also have more news about Georgia's salary cap on that front, so we'll talk about that here in just a second. But let's get through these super chubs. I don't know what's going on with my YouTube. Here we go. Let's start with William Gray. Says, I don't remember you guys ever talking about this when it happened. North Dakota State jumped from FCS to FBS in the Mountain West Conference. I think that will be fun to watch.
Yes,
Yep.
agreed.
We love small school ball around here. We love it. Ben here says 2021 first study, could be wrong, was the Bama versus Ohio State film study. Been an absolute pleasure seeing y'all grow. Sub to the Film Guy Network. Thank you very much, Tata Swish. Dolphin, one of our avid listeners every single night. We are so dang close to 100K. Boys, we did it. Southern Dog said 100K. Let's get it done for the boys. We appreciate you. Darren Payne said, congrats on 100K. Been subscribed, according to my Google account, since October 5th, 2020. Never comment much, but have watched every single film study. Love y'all, boys. Keep it up. I would love to have a long list in the chat right now of when you subscribed. I think that would be awesome to give shouts out to all the OGs.
Dude, we might be doing super chubs for the rest of the show.
I see they're rolling in right about now. We love you guys. Congrats, bros. Bro, you deserve it. Appreciate you. We deserve it. This doesn't happen without these two guys. I fully believe that.
Oh,
I couldn't do this national thing all by myself. It's too much talking, and I love to talk. Don't get me wrong. Best place on YouTube, 100K, big $100 sub right there from Ryan DT39. We appreciate you, homie. We came a long way from the garage days, Brody.
Facts.
How many people listening to this right now have no earthly idea that I once did this from my garage?
Probably 75,000 of them.
Probably. I put an HVC or
I was about to say.
an AC unit in my garage to keep my fat ass from sweating in that garage. The people that bought that home, we were walking them through it, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, I'm fat. I'm fat. I didn't even try to explain what was going on. I was like, I hang out a lot in here, and it got too hot. So
They probably took that as he sneaks to the garage at night to eat food.
He's
Yeah.
got
Needs some
to
AC.
keep his snack den cool.
Yep, but he needs to cool down while he's snacking away from his wife.
That's crazy.
Yeah, basically. Road to 1 million. Ooh, to the moon. I put in Discord, I would shave my head if we got to 1 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all have no idea how big of a deal that is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm probably going to pull back that promise if we ever get there. I'm like, nah, I didn't say that.
What?
I got
No.
hacked. I got hacked that night.
I think by that time happens, I'll probably already be bald. So it's fine. I'll do it, guys. I'll shave my head if we.
You know what? I'll probably do it when we hit 1 million as a precursor to turkey to get my plugs in my head.
There you go. There you go.
Joshua Armstrong says we came a long way. Oh, we already read that one. From the garage days, my boys. Jay Frizzy says, just because I love you guys, we love you too. Delafonte says 100K. Bama Brooks, the vacation. Jay Holiday, thanks for the knowledge. Bring back the Diddyisms. They will be returning at some point this week.
The video may or may not be completed. I just have to share it with you all.
Hell yeah.
Perhaps. Allegedly.
Jeremiah, a.k.a. Wonderland, a close friend of ours, says, man, I love you boys. So happy for you guys. A bunch of obstacles and uncertainties along the way. Work and consistency means everything. I might legitimately cry tonight. Ty Swish again says, take my money again. Already gave you 10 or whatever for the Discord.
Thank you.
And the earlier chat. And the garage is a deep cut. I'm talking about a deep cut. Call Me Leroy says, first show back in a few weeks because of work. Couldn't have been timed any better, though. Glad I was able to get back for the big milestone. Big congrats to y'all boys. Don't knock the AC. It could have always been worse. You could be European, but
Facts.
seriously.
Facts.
Congrats on 100K.
So true.
Absolute facts. Let's get back to the show. I'll read the rest of the live Super Chubs as the day progresses. We appreciate you guys, man. It's so awesome. So glad to be here with you guys tonight on a very, very special night. I got to tweet that graphic out. Hey, will you let the fans know the other news about Hibbs coming back?
Yes, Matt Hibbs. That might sound like a familiar name to you Georgia fans. He has returned to Georgia's football staff. What is the exact role that he's in again? It's
I believe
like roster
the official,
management.
Roster management.
Roster
management and efficiency.
I saw it also listed as Director of Roster Strategy.
Okay,
Yeah, so he
there you
gonna be dealing with the roster.
So if Matt Hibbs might sound like a familiar name to you guys because he was one of the head honchos of the Classic City Collective. That was a big thing when NIL was really starting up. Georgia had their own, and it was the Classic City Collective. He was very involved with that. Then that obviously kind of disappeared a little bit, and now he is back in a role with the University of Georgia. It also kind of ties into a little bit. This isn't saying that he took over the exact role that Stephen Drummond was in because I don't think that's the case, but he obviously got hired by the Atlanta Falcons this offseason. He was heavily involved there. Feels like it's kind of not exactly a replacement of Stephen Drummond, but a void that was open because of that and now has been filled by Matt Hibbs.
Yep. A source close to the situation said he's, quote, a cap strategist working with NIL. Staff seems to love him and get along with him really, really well. I will say this, though. I didn't think the Classic City Collective was all that much of a success. Is that fair?
No, I agree.
I don't think that's unfair to say.
I don't think it had full support.
No.
I don't think it was pushed hard enough. I don't think the content that came out of it was professional
Yeah,
enough.
I
I think the retry with Glory has been a much bigger success.
I think the best way to phrase it is it didn't end up having the impact that we all thought it potentially could. Like when the Classic City Collective started up, it was like, oh, Georgia's getting mainstream. This is a great idea, really helping boost some of the athletic programs. This is a great way to do it. It just didn't feel like it had that type of impact. Like some other schools figured it out, and it seemed like they had a great way to support their athletic programs via something like the Classic City Collective of their own version. It didn't seem like Georgia was quite able to figure out how to really capitalize on that moment.
Yeah, and I think also it's one of those things where it was such a new concept and it was something no one really knew how to handle it. Like, how many schools got their first collective off the ground up and running, and it was a smashing success to where you're still seeing it now? It's very few.
Kirby, Arkansas doesn't even have one yet.
Exactly. Like what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, the Classic City Collective, I think we can deem it as is a failure, but at the same point, it was a great learning point because I think what they have with Glory now has a much better push behind it and much better support system. So yeah.
So shout out to Matt Hibbs. He is back. Kirby Smart has a press conference at 11:30 tomorrow. Kirby, I'm gonna lay the floor for you because apparently you're gonna lay out his entire press conference.
Not the entire press conference because that
you got it word for word, bar for bar. He stole your whole flow.
The entire opening statement that Kirby Smart will give you, I have cited it out here, and I'm fairly confident that this will be pretty much what Kirby Smart said. So he's gonna walk to the podium. We're going to say, Coach Smart's got an introduction here. Mr. Leedon's going to give a nice introduction to Coach Smart. He's going to go, yeah, excited to be here. We're excited to get started. It's year 11 for us. We're really pleased with how the offseason work ethic of this team, that we try to challenge them a lot. And the summer heat, we're looking forward to that and seeing what they can do with some adversity. This camp is a different animal, though. It'll be interesting to see how some of these guys respond to the heat. We're trying to get a lot of guys in shape without really breaking down their bodies, doing a lot of things, keeping them off a foot. So-and-so's got a knee. So-and-so's got this, so-and-so's got that. Then he'll go on to, but we've got a lot of guys who are eager at this opportunity to talk about how we're young. What's up?
We got the circle of death right now on YouTube. Oh, we're up. Go ahead.
Okay. Where was I? He'll go, we're a young team, and I feel like that's just the norm for us nowadays in college football. Everyone's young. It seems like we get younger and younger every year. But that means we've got a lot of guys who are eager and excited about the opportunity, which makes coaching them a lot easier. With that said, we're still young. We're definitely got a long ways to go. Our goal this camp is to install good habits all over the place and make them a better team. See these guys play with fire, passion, and energy all season. And with that, I'll open it up for questions. That is the opening statement you're going to hear from Kirby Smart tomorrow.
I can guarantee you a couple of questions that he's going to get asked. You ready?
Let's hear him.
Hey, Coach, who's someone who's really stood out this offseason? To which his response will immediately be, it's really hard to single out one guy.
Yep.
Really hard to single out one guy. Really proud of the work that we've done this offseason as a year.
And then he'll list 12 players.
Yes.
Yep.
From every position group. Mm-hmm. Maybe a couple from one.
And then here's another good one I just thought of. He'll name an injury that the general beat did not know about. Someone will say, hey, can you kind of, what's the idea? It's like, yeah, we don't have much. We hope to get them back soon. It's a knee.
Haven't seen him yet today. Don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah. Haven't spoke to the doctors.
Yeah.
Don't know. We'll see. He's got a knee. Mm-hmm. Coach, I think he's got two of them.
I hope he has two.
I hope he's got two of them.
You know what? Honestly,
what's
we need
up?
to do that. Like Kirby Smart, like say player X, he tweaked his knee at practice. Yeah, he's got a knee. And just write, breaking news, Kirby Smart reveals so-and-so loses knee at practice. He's only got one left, according to Kirby Smart.
Only got one knee. He will get asked about the quarterback 2 battle.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
He will. I can guarantee you he'll get asked
and
about
he'll tell you that. He'll answer, we've got a lot of things that we look for. We haven't made a decision on that yet. They're both great competitors. They're both great kids. They both do certain things in a very strong way, uniquely. And then, we're excited to see how much they can grow this fall camp. I will be interested to see about what he says about the jerseys, because that is something that will certainly be asked tomorrow, of him commenting on that. And he'll probably say, I challenged the fans this spring, was it?
Yes.
I challenged the fans this spring, and they came out, and they did it in droves. So we'll be out there. But that doesn't change anything for us on Saturday. We're still going to be trying to.
Yeah, Coach Brooks Austin, the Film Guy Network. How many subscribers do you guys have?
You will get dragged out of that meeting.
Probably by my toes. How many Glory subscribers do you think they have, though?
What was the goal that they had to be?
They didn't say
they
a goal.
wanted to
Just triple the numbers.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. 1 to 3 or 10,000 to 30,000. I have no idea. And I know I'm a subscriber just to see things like we saw today.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they teased what was obviously a jersey reveal, and then we found out what the jersey reveal actually was. I bet he gets asked something about, and I'm always notorious for asking this, hey, Coach, what do you want to learn about your football team this fall camp?
And they'll probably say how they respond to adversity, what they can do when the chips are down. We had a lot of teams and a lot of players last year that had great moments, and they'll probably cite, the Tennessee game or the Florida game, and can these new guys step up and make those plays that we need them to? Man, I've been around Kirby Smart too much. I feel like I just know what he's already going to. Do you guys feel like it makes asking him questions harder because you want to ask him something you already know what he's going to say?
Oh, anytime I think about asking Kirby Smart a question, the immediate thought in my head is I already know what he's going to say. Like any question that I feel like pops up in my mind of like, oh, I'll ask Kirby this after the game, or I'll ask Kirby this at SEC Media Days. I immediately in my mind, I'm like, this is exactly how he's going to answer this. Like I already know what the answer is.
I think the biggest fear I always have about asking Kirby Smart a question is the potential for him to flat out embarrass you in front of
that too.
national television, because that's what that is nowadays. They're national television. So, yeah, that just like, why would you ask me that? That's a dumbass question.
The best escape for that is I love Coach Smart so much. I gave him this softball today to hit him out of the park and just give him a nice viral moment. Like, I know what I was doing. I knew what I was asking with that question. Because I don't think we're ever going to ask a question where it's like, oh, you know nothing about football. Like, we're never going to ask something where he goes,
you're just uneducated.
Yeah, like, you don't understand this part of the game. So I don't think we're in danger of that. But there is certainly a moment where he can laugh at you and go, ha, you media guys, man, I love y'all. And you just go, oh, no, Coach, don't do that.
I'll probably figure out what I'm going to ask him on the drive over there tomorrow. I always think about it on the 35-minute ride over to Athens.
You know what I'll be looking out for, and I won't be
up?
there. What's the limp status?
No, not happening
It's
yet.
it's tapered off a little
Not
bit.
happening yet. We got to get mid-season where we've been standing out on the practice field a little bit too long. And then he comes in there on a Tuesday presser just absolutely haggard. Yeah.
Winston limping up to.
It's definitely his right
Ooh.
foot. Whatever's going on with the lowers in the right leg.
Does the faded G windbreaker make a return?
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow he will be dressed to the coach's nines. He will have a Glory quarter zip on with a 3-button polo. Only 2 buttons though, because he's not a top button guy, unlike the GOATs.
The goats,
The goats, huh?
Nah.
You seen the Kentucky defensive coordinator? No shade to
Yeah,
him, but
it didn't
he's
make
in
me
company
feel
with
great
you.
about being a top button guy. But I'm a top button guy till I die, so that's just the way I am.
Hey, if that's a hill you want to die on,
That's my hill.
Go ahead.
And we'll die on it.
respect.
Anything else we expect out of Kirby's press conference tomorrow?
No, I think that it's going to be your run of the mill first presser of the
You think
year.
he gets asked about a suspension?
I'm sure this will be a setting where Jamarly Riddle is asked about.
Yeah, I think that the fact that it wasn't asked at SEC Media Days makes it kind of feel like everyone didn't want to kill the vibe of that,
Yeah.
and it was kind of we're gonna save that till the fall camp. So, I mean, that might even be something they push to the Week 1 game against Tennessee State, which I always feel dirty doing this, but you don't need him for the first 2 weeks. So I mean,
Just
if
how the schedule worked
he
out.
gets a 2-game suspension, it's like, oh, all right, more reps for the other guys.
Where is the Film Guy merch? There's a link in the description of every video that we have. We're actually going to put up some new stuff over there. I got to get in touch with our actual manufacturers over there. We got to get that put into print. Gabe Eckstein's doing a tremendous job for us on that forefront. We're trying to come up with some new ideas. I've never been a great merch guy, but I got people pulling my leg to make me do that. So I'm going to do it a lot better this year. We're going to do it a lot better this year, hopefully. So, but there is a link in the description there. You can get the standard Grind the Tape shirts. They're not standard. They look great. You can get the polo that I wear all the time on there. We got some hats as well. What?
Just read the comments on your 100K post. And this screenshot from one of our shows, I cannot for the life of me remember this ever happening. It's you laying flat on your stomach on the stage in the middle of one of our shows.
I vaguely remember that
I
happening.
planked.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was planking.
But it's not a
Yeah.
plank. You
We've
just-
also been demanded to do a cartwheel for some reason. We've done cartwheels on this show before. And when we say we, I mean I.
I will not be.
we
I've
don't
done a
have
cartwheel
we don't
before.
have the capacity to film a cartwheel right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could always zoom camera 2 out, but I'd rather not.
I can't remember the last time I attempted a cartwheel.
I still got it. I do one quite often.
I don't know
when,
if I ever had. I don't
when
know.
the kids
Cartwheels.
want me to see
Cartwheels
me do it.
aren't something I was like doing as a child.
That's like riding a bike.
Maybe I don't know how to ride that bike though.
Yeah, man. All right. We'll be at practice tomorrow, and by we I mean me. So should be back in time well enough to not have to run in here and be scrambling for pre-show.
But they ain't going to hold you long at that practice.
Nah, they not. Also love the fact that it is still TBD. Still to be determined as to what time we're actually going to be able to do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll be in Athens for an undisclosed amount of time tomorrow. 11:30 press conference, and then I guess I'm going to twiddle my thumbs, maybe go for a run somewhere. Is there a trail over there? I'd rather not run
Yeah,
in
if
the
you go over
regular
to the
streets.
intramural fields, there's
Yes,
a trail
the
over
Iron
there.
Fields have trails. Just go on Lake Carrot. There's a literal trail that leads around it.
All right.
Or just run down Millage. I mean, there's plenty of places to run.
I'd rather not.
Okay. I'm just saying.
It's
there's
very
gr-
flat on Millage. It's the
Yeah,
flattest
that's
spot
one of
in
the best
I'm
places
a
to
tarps
run.
off runner.
Well, then
you know?
trot your butt down Lumpkin Street. Then I don't know.
Which one's Lumpkin?
That's what road it comes off of at Buttsmere. Like that's the
Okay.
main strip that goes down. Yeah, through like where all the students walk pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's
it
where
won't
you
be
walk.
that one. No, I won't be on that one. All right, let's get into what we'll actually be watching at practice. I'll be paying very, very close attention to Isaiah Gibson and Darren Ikenagban for obvious reasons. That it's a very important show. It's a very important season for both of those football players. But most importantly, I want to see if there's been any physical development from those two guys. Isaiah Gibson felt like, to me, he lost weight. And maybe that was because we are actually going to play off-ball jack. Maybe that's because they're molding him into that role, more of a hybrid off-ball linebacker like edge rusher. I thought coming out of high school he was going to grow into more of a defensive end for this football team.
Yeah.
Looked relatively thin all year last year. I'm very curious to see what he looks like this year. Haven't felt like I said, I haven't felt like either of them have developed physically all that much. Exactly. Like chat's saying right now, I'm shocked Gibson didn't get up to 285 pounds. I'm with you. Maybe not 285. I thought he was going to get to like 265, 270, be able to play 4-eye, hybrid, like basically what Gabe Harris did. Like the fact that Gabe Harris got as big as he did was a little bit surprising to me. I thought the same thing was going to happen with Isaiah Gibson. It hasn't quite yet, at least to the last time that I had seen him. So be interested to see what those two look like. Something as a football nerd I'm always looking at, because I did play so long, and Kirby, you've been in this era or realm as well. Who leads because all we're going to get to see is indie drills. We know this.
Yeah.
They'll be spread out across both fields.
Yep.
DBs will be all the way down there on the left side. Edge rushers will be there. Linebackers and Glenn Schumann will be clear across field too. Defensive linemen and offensive linemen will basically be in between the two fields. Quarterbacks will be as far from the media sideline as they possibly can be, over there throwing balls back and forth to one another. Running backs will be on the complete other side. Wide receivers will be really close to us. Tight ends will be really close to us. And kickers will be completely disappeared. Nowhere to be found, I would imagine.
They usually
tomorrow.
send them to the indoor, don't they?
Yeah, and maybe even tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if they split half of them up in the indoor, and you can't even walk in there during media availability. You just kind of have to peek in.
Yep.
And it's a great way to hide half your roster if you're trying to do that. And sometimes they try to do that. But when we're going through indies, and when they are going through indies, I'll be very curious to see which guy is actually first up and leading those indie groups. That's always this is the example guy. And I'll be curious to see who those guys are.
I can remember last year at practice viewing period when I believe I went to the first available media availability for practice, and it was Zachariah Branch leading the wide receivers, which I thought was a huge statement to make, because you had guys like Dylan Bell on the roster who had been there for a long time, and usually that's the guy that trots out there. But it was Zachariah Branch, and that was kind of a testament to what Kirby Smart and others had said at the podium about him. He immediately came onto campus and was a leader of the pack. Like that was a lead by example type of player.
Yeah, I mean, leadership also goes further than just being the first in line. Who's going to be the vocal leader? Who's going to be the guy, hyping up everyone else, correcting younger players or older players? So that'll be interesting to see. I think that you're going to get a decent opportunity at it, but it won't be super big.
You want to know what it's like covering Georgia?
What's that?
Just got an email at 9:31 at night, the night before we're due for a press conference tomorrow. Press conference could move up tomorrow. They've mentioned 10:45. No idea. We'll get you an update as soon as possible.
It really is
Classic.
a beat that typically
You got to be on your toes, man.
Got to be on your toes, and this is kind of a given for any beat, but you better live close too, because you get caught with your pants down sometimes.
So I might be hanging out in Athens from 10:45 to 4 o'clock tomorrow.
There's worse places to have to do that.
I'll probably drive home and then drive back out there. It's not that big of a deal. It's all jokes aside. We appreciate the access that they give us. What's Larry Knight like? I'll be paying attention
That's
to that
a great
tomorrow.
question, because we didn't get a good look at him in the spring. Like, that was one of the things I remember when I went and saw that practice of, everyone I'll be interested to see what Larry Knight's like and that. I don't think he was even on the field working with them in spring, so it'll be very interesting to see what he's like and how different it is from Uzo. Because from what I understand, you said Uzo was one of the more vocal coaches on the field.
Oh, and within we were out there at the very beginning of practice. That dude was sweating bullets already. I mean, he was a high energy, in your face type of football coach during practice. Relatively reserved on the sideline, as most of those football coaches are, apart from Kirby and James Coley. James Coley seems like a laid-back, chill dude.
Not.
that
Jekyll and
dude,
Hyde.
That dude is on go. I think I heard more F words from him at practice than any other football coach out there in the last 7 years that I've been doing this. That dude gets after it.
He'll get after you for sure.
Yep. Who's not practicing?
Yep.
Yeah. They'll try to hide
Who's in a
that.
black jersey, non-contact?
Yep.
Those kind of things. We won't actually get an answer there. Also, very curious. You think he does some Bill Belichick-esque number messing around with us?
I don't think he cares.
He did that during the bowl practices. There were guys that were in completely wrong jersey numbers. I think they were trying to hide Gabe Harris and Contavious.
And that was yoga though, wasn't it?
No.
So
this was
the
the practice availability before they left town for the Sugar Bowl. They gave us one after the SEC championship game, and I'll never forget because friend of the show Mark Weiser was walking up to me. He's like, "Hey, that's not KJ Bolden." It was like a 285-pound defensive end in number 4. He's like, that can't be KJ, right? And I'm like, no, that's somebody else. That's so and so. But yeah, no, sometimes they do some numbers.
Interesting. I never took Kirby Smart as a coach that would care enough to put the effort in for that.
Not for Tennessee State.
Look, it could have been like, oh, we already packed some of the jerseys up, and yours is one of them.
Yeah, we packed the practice jerseys up.
Hey, you need them too. You need them for the bowl games too.
I think it was a little bit of trying to hide Gabe Harris.
Yes, that's the
obvious
answer. But I mean, it'll be hard in general because there's so many number changes already. Like it'll be hard to remember.
Dude,
like
spring was
I forgot.
Literally the way it went when spring. Because I don't think either of you were there for this one. We're all standing out
on my football pilgrimage.
Yes, we're all standing outside the fence. Leland comes out and goes, all right, here's the roster. We've got, and we're going through it. And, like, within 5 seconds, you go, oh, my God, there's a bunch of number changes. So-and-so is wearing this number. And he goes, all right, let's go ahead and go in now. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh. Like, it is one of the, like, they put you in a tizzy. They know what they're doing.
If it's your first one, you feel like you're being waterboarded. That's the best. That's
nice,
the best
dude.
way to describe it. There is so much going on in such a little amount of time, and you want as much information as possible. You're just scrambling, like, trying to remember everything.
You have to just respect, like, how well this group, this organization is at doing what they're doing right now, and that's making your life living hell.
Mm-hmm.
First off the bus, who looks absolutely insane? Who is a dude that just looks absolutely yoked up?
Yeah, there isn't like one of the obvious ones. Like last year it was Elias Williams. Like as soon as you walked up on Elias Williams, it was, that dude's a freak. He stands out amongst everybody. Juan Gaston was one of these. I remember Darenick Nagbun was one of these when he was a freshman. Like that dude looks completely different. Yeah, people like that. Maybe it's a guy like Prothrow. I mean, he's very big for his size. I don't know.
What corner wore 23 last year?
Last year?
Yeah, because that dude looked yacked every time I saw him. I can't even remember his name. I think it starts with an O.
Okonkwo?
Maybe.
He's the one that had an interception, I think, against
Charlotte.
Yes.
yes. I know who you're talking about.
I don't think it was him.
I think he wore 27, though.
It was a guy that was obviously not going to play, but when he ran by me, I was like, oh, my God, you're going to get poached.
Oh, are you talking about the guy that's at NC State now?
Perhaps. What was his name?
Because
there was an absolute freakazoid that ran by me last year. In
Andre Evans?
Yes, Andre Evans, spelled with an O. Ondre.
Yes.
Andre Evans. That guy was first off the bus every time he ran by me.
Yeah. And now he's at NC State.
Okay. So it won't be him this year.
23 is such an underrated DB number.
Absolutely. Wide receiver development. It's like who looks different.
Yeah, what can we tell about that?
Does Taylor look a little bigger? Does C.J. Wiley look a little more confident? Those types of things I'll be paying attention to. We won't get a full answer about it, tomorrow. But and last one, who's got the juice? Who's out there hollering, hooting and hollering, ready to go? First day in helmets only. In the what do they call them? Spiders. In the basic, basically they're in shoulder pads nowadays when they wear those spiders things. Yeah. They're like thick shoulder harnesses that they wear during their helmet practices. And freshmen that have no idea, well, they've gone through spring ball, but freshmen that were summer enrollees, I'll never forget my first day in helmets as an offensive lineman. I thought, this is ridiculous. We are playing football out here, and all I have is a helmet on. Ain't nobody going half speed. Ain't nobody doing anything but rushing through your damn face right now. Get ready for that. If you're a freshman about to go into your first practice tomorrow and you're thinking, oh, this is about to be sweet, wearing helmets, we're going to do a lot of running, it's all good, I've been doing a lot of summer. Nope, you're about to get your face ran through, just to let you know. I wish somebody would have told me that going into college. Let's read some Super Chubs right quick, boys.
Let's do it.
Congrats, Brooks. Incoming Cabo trip mid-football season, says Diesel.
Definitely not mid-football season.
Mid-
Talking to the
Mid-football.
wrong guy.
I wouldn't do that if we had the opportunity to.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy.
You wouldn't take a trip to Cabo?
Not mid-football season.
Well, I said it wouldn't be mid-football
Let's-
season.
Let's freaking go, says Dan Caraway. Congrats on 100K. Been subscribed since this time last year. Roll Tide, and it'll be hell of a season, I think.
Ooh, shout out Alabama fans.
Bama Brooks loves that comment. Appreciate you, brother. Christian with a big $100 super chub says $100 for 100K. Congrats to you three. Y'all deserve it. Been here since 20,000 subscribers, and it's been an honor. Rude says, you never stopped, kept going, and kept growing. How has the journey changed you as a man? The journey of content creation didn't change me as a man, I don't think. I work hard at what I do, and I love what I do. I think the thing that's changed me most is having children. There's no doubt about it. And it didn't happen immediately for me. It happened about 2 years into my son being born, on the way with the second one, and the second one popped out. And then there was a massive interview that I took in 2023, the spring of 2023, and I came home from that one, and it didn't go like I wanted to. They offered me the job, but they offered me considerably less money than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, oh, I made it type of deal, because it was a major company. And I decided at that point two things. One, I'm going to do this by myself. I'm just going to build it. Whatever I think I'm going to be, I'm just going to do it myself. And the other thing, as I'm driving home from Nashville, Tennessee, I thought, maybe I ought to stop drinking. And that has drastically changed my life. And that's probably been, my wife tells me all the time, it's the best decision I ever made for our family. Because I had a problem with it. Now, I'm not saying like Jonathan, you're a 2 Coors Light guy. I was never a 2 Coors Light guy. I was a 22 Coors Light guy. And that's just the way I did it, and that's the way I always did it, and never had any types of governors on my habits. And I'm very thankful that work turned into one of these habits, because if I didn't love what I did, I don't know where I would be as a man. I'm sure I would be successful. I'm sure I'd make some good money in the business sector and in the business world. I do have a business brain, and it works really well. And I'm communicative. I can develop relationships, all the things required to be successful in other lines of work. But I wouldn't love it. I wouldn't be on fire for it, and I'm on fire for this. So I think that's the thing that has changed me the most. And some other things that I'm fighting right now. And when I get to a year from that, I'll have a story to tell for you about that one. But yeah, we're only like 45 days into that journey, and I think we got it. The first 3 weeks were really, really tough. I did not like the human that I was. I did not like things that I was going through, but we're on the backside of that. I was talking to a friend of mine today. The sign of a struggle is proof that you've entered the fight. It's right here on the board. The struggle is proof I've entered the fight. When you struggle, it means you're actually trying. It means you're actually in the arena. You're fighting whatever demon you got, whatever problem you got. Struggles are good. Struggles are a sign that you've entered the fight. And I have certainly remained in the arena, and I will continue to fight for the rest of my life. Let's do an Oklahoma preview, shall we? Or do you want to do this ESPN article, or what do y'all want to do?
Let's preview the Oklahoma Sooners.
Let's preview the Oklahoma
We did this
football.
last night with Arkansas. I think Oklahoma will be a bit more of an interesting preview. No shade to Arkansas.
Absolutely. All right, Oklahoma. It is the second SEC football game. It is the first SEC home game for the University of Georgia. And I've got some players to be concerned about. You ready?
Yes.
John Mateer.
Of course.
Playmaking Mateer. We're going to break him down tomorrow. It'll be released at 9 o'clock on this channel. You should pay attention to it because it is the first really good quarterback that you guys are going to face on that Georgia defense. Satanga. This dude is a big play waiting to happen.
Burner.
I think his first name is Isaiah.
Yes.
Isaiah Satanga is a football player that you need to be concerned about going into this football game. Not a concern, but a question. How much has their offensive line improved?
Yeah, that's
How much has the offensive line grown? They were a young unit last year, started 3 freshmen, 2 true freshmen, and a redshirt freshman, all 3 of which I think are going to play in the NFL at some point, particularly Fasusi and Eddie Pierre-Louis. How much better have they gotten? Can they actually be balanced to run the football? That is a great question going into this season. My question about them because I don't necessarily believe in their wide receiver core as a whole, apart from Satanga. Can you man these guys up? Especially on the outside. Can Ellis Robinson and DeMello Jones just eliminate the outside threats? I think they can. And then y'all can focus your coverage and your safety bracketing around Satanga, and then we can keep the umbrella underneath. We can keep it closed, and we can keep those explosives down, make them rely on a run game that has struggled for them in the last few years.
And I think that I don't want to say 2025 was a good indicator for that or how they feel about that, but they did not run nearly as much man coverage as they have in previous seasons last year. Now, you had a couple of guys that were young. Ellis Robinson was still getting his feet wet, as was DeMello Jones. You had some questions in the safety room, so you probably weren't nearly as comfortable running a man concept or running cover one as you would have been. So I'll be interested to see if that is a case where Georgia does feel like that. Because like you said, we saw in the SEC Championship, we got to a point where it was basically like, all right, we're just going to have Ellis and DeMello on an island all game long, and hopefully we'll be able to make some plays happen on defense. And that's when I think the defense play at their best. So we'll see. I hope so. I hope that they're able to man up, because that's going to make things much more simpler inside the front seven.
Yeah, and I think a big thing too for Oklahoma in that football game is going to be like, did their rushing attack get better? I mean, if Georgia already does such a good job at defending the run, if you can sustain drives because of the running game, then that's going to be huge. Not a huge advantage, but it's definitely a big. It tilts the scales a little bit in Oklahoma's favor if they are able to run the ball on top of what they're able to do with John Mateer in the pocket. But if you can't run the ball, we've seen what the results are. Alabama got a taste of it, especially going back to what you were speaking of, Kirby, where that was a game where Georgia was like, we're running man coverage all day. We can cover you and stop the run, and you're not going to do anything about it. And it led to them Alabama getting quite the drumming in the SEC championship game.
Defensive players to look out for.
Oh, boy.
Did you say all of them?
No, I said there's a lot of them.
That's my first note. It says all of them.
It's going to be 12 names.
Yeah, it's all of them. It's David Stone. It's the Bowen brothers. Jaden Jackson, the nose tackle, is going to be a problem. Both Kip Lewis and Heineke at the linebacker position. They don't have a single transfer, not one, in the starting 11. So that's a even bigger concern, because these guys have been in the system for a while. They've listened to Venables install concepts for a while now. The amount of complexities that Oklahoma is about to throw at you on the defensive side of the football is a daunting task for any offensive coordinator and any quarterback in any run game and any offensive line in particular. That would be my biggest concern going to this football game, is how much stuff and how much new stuff do they throw at us in this football game.
Is this the game Georgia fans worry about the most, probably?
It's the one I wrote down. It's arguably the toughest game you have this year.
I agree. And
I know Alabama on the road. I know.
Ole Miss
on the road.
Yeah.
It's not a cakewalk. I think that, especially they won't be in a battle prior to this. Michigan, no disrespect. I think they handle Michigan.
Mm-hmm. They should.
To an extent. I think they save a lot of their extra stuff for you on the defensive side of the football. Because let's be honest, stopping Michigan is going to be about stopping the run and limiting Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
And causing problems for him to an extent. But they will be absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at you in this football game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that this one is in Athens if you're a Georgia fan, because if this one was on the road, then it by far, in my opinion, is the game that you worry about the most. I think it's also because very similar identities are going to clash in this football game. It is two defensive-driven programs, and one has to give. One of these offenses is going to have the better day than the other, and that's going to be the deciding factor in this football game. And so I don't want to say Georgia has a lot of questions or as many questions that Oklahoma does offensively this year, but it is going to be kind of the litmus test of like how far can these offenses go. Let's look back at how they played against Oklahoma's defense. Let's look back at how Oklahoma played against Georgia's defense. It's a major test for both offenses early in the season.
By the way, I think we've identified the OG of all OGs in the chat tonight. Rudy's been here since under 500 subs.
Under 500.
Yeah, that's OG.
Under 500 subs. You, sir, are an absolute OG. I don't even think Jonathan was here before 500 subs.
I think my first day on the job was during.
No, I'm talking about when you were a subscriber.
Oh, shoot, I was working for you. I was involved in the the early stages of this being formed, so I might as well have been subscribed. I subscribed to the belief in this place.
I subscribed in October of 2020, I think. It was whenever Georgia had lost to Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
I know I joined Discord in 2021.
You are a ball-curious football fan then,
Yeah, because it was like Georgia has to do something to beat Alabama. Like, change this. And I was like, let's see. I was like, oh, he's talking about football. It's not. If Georgia wants to beat Alabama, they have to do one.
You got to toughen up.
Yeah.
You got to beat some ass.
Yeah, it was actually like, this player needs to lose weight. It's like, oh. Yeah. I literally, like, that's the first video I remember watching of, like, and I'm not going to name the names of you, just, like, showing a slideshow on this board of, like, he looks like shit. This is what he looked like at 17.
I know
this
what
is
you're talking about.
Yeah, this is what he looked like now.
Exact study that you're talking about, and it was a study into player development.
Yeah.
I took photos of their high school All-American games, what they look like in pads, and then I showed you current photos of them, and most of them had not changed.
Yeah.
They had not done anything. And then you looked at photos like Alex Leatherwood, and he looked like a fat you-know-what out of high school, and then dude was yacked at Alabama. So, I know exactly what you're talking about. What?
Alex
Oh, my bad, Raider fan. That's on me, buddy. That's on me, buddy.
I need a break for like 10 seconds to cool down.
Oh, man.
Any other thoughts on Oklahoma?
No, really looking forward to that matchup. That's for sure. It's going to be electric.
I think what worries me most about that game is, like you said, Jay Will, it is two styles that are going to clash. It's two suffocating and chaotic defenses that will cause problems for opposing offenses. When you get into areas like that, one, we all assume points are going to be at a premium. Two, it's going to depend on and hinder on what is the catastrophic mistake. Does it come in the form of a muffed punt, a busted coverage, a broken tackle that goes for 75 yards, a turnover? And at that point, like, that's not really something you can say, okay, this team has the advantage over that, especially with a data set of only 3 games. Like, if we get deep into the season, we go, okay, this team turns the ball over a good bit. This team forces turnovers. So I feel like at certain points, it's going to end up being a coin flip regardless, which is what worries me most about that game.
Elliot Hood says, saw the 100K news, literally pulled over to the side of the road to post this. Been following you, Brooks, since you started doing film studies in 2020. I watched a ton of YouTube, and you are the only channel where I get every like. Not the only person that stopped what they were doing. DGD podcast. Shout out to Robert Reynolds. Said, congrats on 100K from vacation. Vacation must be nice. I won't see one of those till February. So enjoy that. We locking the FN around here, though. We are locking in workers' vacations around here, though. I feel like I'm in. I enjoy this more than I do sitting on the beach.
Do you know what the betting line is for this game?
I don't know if it's been released.
Georgia
yet.
minus 4.5.
What's your guess, Kirby?
Probably Georgia minus 5.5.
Try Georgia minus 10.
Whoa.
That is the current betting line for that football game. A
Whoa.
little unsettling.
Don't say where it's at. Don't say.
I'm not going to say where it's at.
Courtesy of. We got some news on that front coming at some point.
One day we'll be telling you that.
Yeah,
that
one day we will be telling you that. Up to something season's almost come to a close, so that's good stuff. Shout out to the agent. He'd been working his butt off. All right, ideal college football path or ESPN names most important person. I think we should go there. What?
Speaking of up to something season, we need to show love to one of our people who have already jumped on board.
Oh my Lord, Jonathan. Hey. We love our friends at SeatGeek, so much so that we saved them for this point in the podcast. All right. Shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app on the planet. All right. If you don't know about SeatGeek, stop being Patrick Starr. Get out from underneath your rock that you're living in, all right, and pay attention, all right, because they got great deals over there with those folks. College football is almost back here around the bend. We're about a month out, all right. MLB playoffs around the corner as well, all right. So there's a lot of good deals over there on SeatGeek going on. Plus the NFL and NBA seasons are right around the corner. Jonathan, your Atlanta Falcons have a preseason football game coming up. Actually, this is October 11th. This would be their first home game. Is that correct?
First home game in October?
Ravens at Falcons was on my SeatGeek app as soon as I pulled it up.
You get to see Lamar.
How much do you want to see Lamar Jackson?
I'd rather see Roquan Smith, to be honest.
How much do you want to see Roquan Smith? Because I can get us 2 tickets right now in row 9, section 106 for only $394. And here's the deal. with promo code FilmGuy10, you'll get 10% off your next set of tickets over there at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any ticket with promo code FilmGuy10. Make sure you click the link in the description of this video and download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. If you're watching right now, I apologize. We're a little rusty around here, as you probably found out last night when we completely butchered the share screen.
Hey, you know,
experience.
big night for us.
We had
There's a lot
big
of
news
things
Big
going
night for
on.
us. We had a
Yeah.
lot going on. I was distracted as any humanly possibly could be with this 100K march, but we are here. Make sure you are supporting those who support us. Head over there to SeatGeek today. Shout out to those folks. Shout out to ESPN. They wrote an article about Georgia's most important player. Who is it?
They sure did. It wasn't just Georgia specifically. ESPN released a list of the top 40 most important players in the college football season, which I feel like we did that segment a few weeks ago. So interesting. ESPN, kind of unique that they did that.
Peculiar.
So they had a Georgia player listed on this, which in turn makes them the most important player on Georgia's roster. Would you like to guess who that player was? I know you already guessed Gunnar Stockton.
Most important player for Georgia this season
And it
will
is
be
a specific name.
Isaiah Canyon.
Ding, 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 ding. They have it as Isaiah
Didn't read the
Canyon.
article.
I bet
Sorry.
Mark Schlabach wrote that article.
It was Bill Connolly.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense as to why they think that Isaiah Canyon is going to be the most important player on the team. We talked about this as to basically he is kind of what you're banking your offense is going to be, or at least your passing offense is going to be on. And they wrote a nice little excerpt on it. I'll read it. Georgia desperately needs a bigger play presence in 2026. It's virtually the only thing separating the Bulldogs from national title level form. But with 5 of Gunnar Stockton's top 6 targets gone, the receiving core will be asked to do both maintain high levels of efficiency and add more pop. That's where Canyon theoretically comes in. The junior averaged 14.6 yards per catch at Georgia Tech in 2025, and 11 of his 39 career receptions have gone for 20-plus yards, but a lot will be asked of a guy with just 39 career catches. So it makes sense. I don't love the idea that people are hinging the entire success of Georgia's offense solely on what Isaiah Canyon does. I think it's going to be kind of a receiver by committee. I don't think we're going to have a Zachariah Branch-esque season. So I get why people think it's the most important, but I would say that the room as a whole is more important than just Isaiah Canyon.
Yeah, and I think it has to go into the fact that, you know, it doesn't boil down to Georgia not having talent in the wide receiver room. They have the talent. It's just a matter of that talent showing up on the field on Saturdays. So when a guy like London Humphreys is your highest returning productionist in that room, you need other guys to kind of compensate for that. And Isaiah Canyon brings experience into this room, something that they're kind of lacking. So I get why he could be viewed as the most important player for Georgia this year, because he brings something that Georgia doesn't really have on the roster.
I think it's Elijah Griffin.
I thought that was going to be my second guess.
That guy taking the step into what on earth is this will completely change the trajectory of your defense.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be Amaris Williams. I think they knew within like 3 practices and the offseason workouts leading up to spring practice that they hit on that transfer portal edition. And it is unfortunate that he suffered a knee injury during spring practice, as did Jalen Walker apparently today.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
tough.
dude, I hate that for him.
I do too, man.
He was supposed to have a big season. this
Yeah,
year.
and like I'm not even gonna do the thing where I poke fun at you.
Can't
Jay.
troll at that.
No, that's sad news, dude. You got a fallen dog.
That guy is a freak, though.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine. I don't have any concerns about his
I mean,
future.
ACL injuries have gone from in my lifetime like, well, he's never gonna be the same again to, we'll see in 7 or 8 months. He'll be fine.
It's like he had long-form COVID, basically.
Yeah, you know what? Can't wait for him to play in the Super Bowl this year. Jalen Walker is going to make his return.
Jay,
in the
well, I
Super
said
Bowl.
I wasn't gonna make any jokes this segment. You can't do that.
Let me
dude.
cope, all
You
right?
can't throw me those curveballs.
Alex Anthopoulos let me down yesterday, and then this happened. It like my days just cannot get worse. Okay, from an Atlanta sports fan.
I'm sorry, Jay,
perspective.
but look, hey, the silver and black will always be ready to let you in with open arms, dude.
Whatever.
Don't be so grumpy about it, dude.
Would you rather have seen the black jerseys opposed to the white helmets?
This is a good question.
Now-
And
Partially yes, because I love the red helmet. The red helmet is one of the best in college football.
Oh, it's crispy.
So I love that we only use the red helmet, or that's what we've always used. So That's one reason why I do love the black jerseys, and you still get the gray pants.
They did black helmets against Florida in 2009.
I know, but like Georgia doesn't
I
alternate
liked them.
the helmets.
Yeah, well, you're a contrarian. That's your job here.
I liked the black helmets. I did not like the silver helmets in 2011 with the Nike Pros.
Yeah, those were
Those
ugly,
That was
too.
literally throw up.
Those were bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
I think they messed up with the black helmet, making it a red face mask. It just looked
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little.
looked totally wrong.
I'm with you on
I
that.
get it though. I appreciate it. I appreciate a change.
But I appreciate something new. I do appreciate the fact that these white jerseys have been thrown in fans' faces for like the last 5 years, and we haven't gotten to see them. And every time you see them, it's like, gosh, those things are so clean. I am excited to see it. But I will say this. For the all-white uniform, I feel like it takes a certain mold of player to really pull them off. I don't think it'll look great on everybody.
Yeah, Gunner in
probably
the
not
all
gonna
whites.
look great on the offense and defensive line.
Gunner in the
Yeah.
all whites is going to be interesting.
Yeah, like Gunner, I don't know if he's going to look like the cleanest guy in an all-white
Gunner's
uniform.
not like a drip guy. That's like
I've never seen Lawson Lucky look better than he did in that video.
Oh, he
today.
looked good, dude.
That dude looked crispy.
Him and KJ.
Yeah, KJ looked like got a little bigger.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna go look at that photo right now.
Yeah, like a guy like Sokovie White-Helton, he going to pull it off. KJ Bolden, he going to pull it
The
off.
DBs, the wide receivers are going to look fine. The running backs will probably look really
Oh,
good.
yeah, Nate Frazier and Chauncey and some
There might
all-white.
be like Justin Williams is going to look good. Everyone else might be like, all right, we got white uniforms.
Yeah,
today."
like Drew Bobo. No offense, Drew Bobo, but I don't know how this all-white gonna be looking on the offensive lineman up there.
To be fair, I don't think Drew Bobo's ever looked good great in a uniform. It's not his job.
No, I know.
His
It's
job
not.
is
They don't care.
to look like a meat eater. Just go out there and dominate, son. Nobody cares what you look like.
Amen. Amen.
And he knows
Valid.
that too.
Valid.
He don't give a damn what he looks like.
No.
But he gonna put you on your back if you're not careful.
Chris Cole gonna look so crispy in his uniform.
Chris Cole
Cole.
gonna look fire.
Jamarly Riddle if he plays.
Could you imagine Quintavious Johnson in the 33 in the all white neck roll?
It's a pipe dream now.
It's a pipe dream now, but for good reason. We
yeah,
like the
I
businesses.
support.
It's
I
salad
support
reason.
that number change.
ain't no doubt. We good?
I think we're good.
I'm proud of you guys.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of
us.
I'm proud of the show.
Yeah, man.
We've done it.
We've done it for
On
now.
on to the next.
250 is the next one we beg for.
I suppose.
All right, 250,000 subscribers.
101,000. That's the next milestone.
That's the next milestone. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I'm gonna go run about 6 miles.